to the concern of the secondary, but how concerned are you, Brian, when it comes to the corner play specifically?
Yeah, I'm one of these guys that honestly believe that playing Kelvin Joseph and getting him work was going to help him. But, he's such an aggressive player, the double move, that's what got him. And then all of a sudden, he's trying to make plays, he can't make plays. It's one of those things where they invested a second-round pick onto him, and he had a rough off season, and you put him out there because you lost your starting corner, you lost your starting nickel, and I think, hey, give him an opportunity, let's see what happens. But they clearly are in trouble there, and it's not, there were a couple good plays that he was able to make last week. I thought he got messed around on the pass that was caught, long pass that probably should have been overruled and dropped, but today, that's what's going to happen with Kelvin Joseph. Teams are looking at him and they're saying, okay, he's so aggressive, let's give him the double move. And, that's what happens. And so, they're in a bind right now. Who do you play? I mean, they've got guys on the practice squad that they brought up. Mackenzie Alexander's more of an inside player, slot player. Guys around the league that talk about Mullen, they're like, listen, guy's got talent. But, here he is. He didn't play great at the Raiders. He had a fresh start with Arizona, not really took advantage of that. Now, maybe they get him ready to play, but they don't have a whole hell of a lot of options right now over there. And I kind of felt like I said, that Kelvin, if given opportunity, that maybe that he could hold up over there. But, man, it is really big for him right now. The game is really, really big, and he hasn't played a whole hell of a lot. Not making excuses for him, but you know what? You saw the issues that he has. He's so aggressive, and when he bites on it, it's a big play, and that's the play I felt like that turned this around.
It was the momentum.
The INT was the play that turned.
There's no question about it.
Kept it going.
That big throw that set up the touchdown to make it 27-17, and then immediately after that.
The
interception from that
hurt right there.
And then
INT.
You have another touchdown from Jacksonville to make it 27-24.
That's the ball that Dak. He can't throw that ball.
That's been the one every week.
That's the one where you can't be a hero like that. You're getting pulled down. You're getting pressure. You throw the ball. It's way over Schultz's head. Eat it. Eat it. Throw it away. Do something. Man. Don't throw the ball going down back to the middle of the field. And
can't do that.
Hey, the second interception he had, I think Noah Brown's got to catch that football. But Noah Brown, how comfortable Noah Brown can make plays. But you saw what happened when he went down. He tried to body catch the ball, and it clangs off him. And it, if you look at where from the sideline view, he catches that football, it's a first down, and the drive continues on.
Yeah, but it played poor design, though, man.
It just bothers me that you don't
got to go to your playmaker
for your guys. You don't create plays like on the 3rd and 10 play where they threw the ball down the field.
Come on, give it to him, Brian.
You don't have to get the full 10 yards. But, make the throw. Make a 6-yard throw, 7-yard throw.
My goodness,
make it to the point where maybe you could go for it on 4th down.
Yeah.
3rd and 10, you're throwing basically, the odds of you completing that pass. If I'm throwing that pass, is it Noah Brown? No. Maybe it's Michael Gallup. And Michael Gallup didn't do anything for you today other than throw a really good block.
3rd and 10, they go Hail Mary.
Of a bind there as well.
3rd and 10, they went Hail Mary, man.
As well as you could play today.
CD was brilliant.
But, and that's where I'm like, okay, well, let's create something for him. Movement. Let's create something where where he gets the ball.
Please, Brian, let's talk about Kellen Moore, too. I'm going to see if he's going to do it.
It was a low percentage throw, to a guy that's, he's capable of catching the ball when open,
Man, I'm beat up after this game, dog.
That's the problem you have. Again, you're talking about there's a lot of things going on with this team right now.
But you're right. Where was Michael Gallup today? One catch on 2 targets for 2 yards, and he had that one block that was
y'all can watch along or listen along right here.
But otherwise,
if I'm going to throw a ball vertically down the field,
it should go to Michael Gallup.
It should go to Gallup.
Michael Gallup, because I think he knows how to high point a ball.
Yes,
and he knows how to contort and get the feet down and all that.
No question. And it's a shame because I thought Noah Brown played a hell of a football game, and then that last play is one that's
a rough one for him because
it was a play that was designed clearly to go to him. It's a drag route across the field.
But Dak
it was a shallow drag, man. Shallow drag
the ball
on the weak side.
Sure.
Yeah.
And, Noah Brown, Noah Brown has made some adjusting catches. We saw him last week for 50-something yards make a catch on a low adjusting ball. It's just a shame that this one clanged off him. And, that's the problem. This team really, really, really has to have a play. Then it kind of goes by the wayside at times.
Yeah, no, it's frustrating. It goes back to some of the design, the scheme, the consistency of it, and it's weird because the first half I thought Kellen Moore was doing an excellent job, but it goes back to right after
Star Lou Tuile still out there.
Swing, after the Zay Jones interception or the Zay Jones big play to.
Appreciate you for the support
on Kelvin Joseph, right?
Sanjay.
Before the Dak interception, you have great coverage. It's a poor kick return from Turpin. Cowboys get at their own 16-yard
right.
line.
Turpin should have took
the
that
football very
took
effectively.
That knee. Yeah.
With Zeke and Tony Pollard. The Cowboys come out, pass for 8 yards.
Yeah.
Second down. Okay, it's another pass. That results in the interception. Yeah. It's just I'm not sure why you're not
running the ball
consistently. Let's stick with the run game here.
But you know what?
Especially when you're
Let me pause them right quick. But you know what? The craziest thing of it, when you run for quota and not running for a purpose, you look back at it and still would make the justifications that like both running backs had 16 carries. But it's not really running with a purpose, man. And a lot of people won't get that. A lot of people won't get that.
Well, to me today, the offense is going to take a lot of
blame,
but they scored a lot of points.
They did. The defense gives up 503 yards.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that's tonight or this afternoon where the focus really, really should be.
Hold
pressure.
Hold on. Let me stop these guys, man. I love them, but you can't. Like I put the defense on the Kelvin Joseph big play, right? I get that, but what you can't do from a you got to play complementary football, and we didn't see that, especially coming from that first interception from Dak Prescott. That's putting your defense in a bad situation. Now the Cowboys did control the TOP, but you can't have costly turnovers. And on top of that, I get it, right? The defense did get gashed on a lot of plays, but you got to play the field. That's what I'm trying to say overall.
HD1.
They're on commercial break anyhow. Man, Cowboy Nation, I don't know if Kelvin Joseph got to go, but they got to figure out a way. They got to. The Cowboys were up 27-10. You got credit to the Jags, Big. Yeah, you got to give credit to the Jags. But there's no way possible that we had those quick 3 and outs. We didn't. The play calling was terrible, and then we didn't run with a purpose. I use this analogy with our run situation. I get it, right? We do have a lot of rushing attempts, but it's like you're running to solidify a quota. If that makes any sense, you're running to solidify a quota. How many calls you got, right? How many phone calls you took? And not really doing customer service. Or that's basically how I can look at that. This was a game. This was a game that the Cowboys should have won. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no way that I can really contextualize it with the lipstick on this pig and say it's pretty. There's no way. Kellen Moore should be fired. There should be a situation and scenario that you take Kellen Moore and you look him in the eyes and say, get your butt upstairs. Get your butt upstairs so you can understand the ebbs and flows of this game. He need to be in the press box. On top of that, I'm not angry. I'm not upset. But one thing I can tell you is that my guy, Dan Quinn, is doing less with more. He's doing less with more. His back, his starting DB went out, right? His linebacker went out. right? And he got pieces that he's trying to stitch together to put out there to work. Big Jonathan Hankins went out. They traded away, or they got rid of Tristan Hill, right? They fooled around and got rid of some pieces. Dorrance Armstrong went out. But you got to be looking at this situation and saying to yourself that this is an embarrassing loss because of the fact that this dude is literally doing less with more, and we can't do nothing with our starters. Yes, our offensive line was down, and we allowed 3 sacks, but we got to figure out a way. I'm not going to get mad if I said I should be mad, but I'm not. Stop blaming the offense and Kellen Moore. 34 points is enough to win the game. Dallas have been suspect for 3 games, especially stopping the run. Micah is nowhere near close to defensive player of the year. Dude disappeared for 3 quarters. But here's my only rebuttal to this, Sanjay, right? And I appreciate your support. My only rebuttal to that. Let's say if this was even, the defense fault, right? But you got to put it in the hands for the defense to at least control the game. You got to at least give your chance for your defense to prove it. Because if you really look at it, outside of that big gash play of Kelvin Joseph, right? And of course, my guy Dayron Bland got smoked on the other end. The defense can literally say, excuse me, we did give you an interception, offense. And you guys turned that interception to 3 points. Now, the opposing team, when they got the interception, they turned it into 7. Oh, excuse me, we did force a 3 and out. You guys turned that into 3 points. We did our jobs. And on the winding minutes on 3rd and 10, you guys go Hail Mary. You guys don't trust us? Y'all don't trust us? Look, the opposing team, look at the disadvantage, what the offense did to the defense. Look at how their relationship is. This is like an ongoing battle of levels of inconsistency. When the offense could have forced a timeout for the opposing team to not have any more, and they could have pent their ears back and said, okay, we're going to punt it deep, and we're going to force Trevor Law to drive 60 to 70 yards without timeouts. I think that I would at least like that opportunity if I was the defense. And on top of that, the defense could literally, and I'm just talking to you, Sanjay, this is a one-on-one conversation, a monologue. The defense could literally say, hey, in overtime, we did the 3 and out game, right? We forced the 3 and out. But ultimately, in overtime, the quarterback allowed the opposing team to score 6 points. And the offensive coordinator, they did the same exact plays. All the offense had to do was to get into field goal range. All they had to do was give 40 yards on the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they couldn't do it to close out the game. Our offense in this game ultimately, even though they scored 34 points, they ultimately hurt this defense because they didn't play complementary football. They didn't play complementary football. They didn't complement one of another. The defense is well underhand, right? Down multiple guys. And the offense played as if though that wasn't a situation and scenario. 21 to 27 to 10 lead. What happened to the sack party and close games out? Quinn is choke artist because he can't stop the run. Well, he's shorter, man. I appreciate it. Let me give you another horn. And me and Sean J having a conversation here. But you got to understand, you can't continue to give short fields for your defense and keeping your defense out there. I wish I had a breakdown of the time of possession by halves. I wish I had a breakdown of how short of a field that was. But granted, you're right. The defense got to stop the run. Defense can't give up a big pass. But the offense can't force turnovers. And the offense, when the defense do something good, they got to manifest those things into touchdowns. So the defense, when 3 and outs occur, it's equivalent to a turnover, right? We need to have consistencies on both sides.
Cowboys giving up 4 touchdowns to Trevor Lawrence, 503 total yards. They allow Travis Etienne to rush for over 100 yards, and there was a very emotional Trayvon Diggs talking in the locker room afterwards.
Let's listen to what he has to say.
Watching you come off, you seem to really take your time, sort of soaking this feeling in. Talk about that moment.
Let me hear what he got to say.
Shit, we lost. We ain't pull it off. We gotta be better. Like,
That's not emotion.
Be better.
Unless he
Can
crying.
you describe this feeling?
I need to see some fire within these guys.
Shit, it sucked. I don't like losing. Nobody on my team like losing. So, it sucked. We just gotta get the corrections. Make sure, it don't happen again.
You guys had a couple of injuries, or more than a couple, I guess, especially a couple of starters on defense. How did that kind of affect things in the second half?
Yeah, it's football, Things gonna happen, but everybody gotta be ready. Everybody gotta be, held responsible for, just getting in the game, knowing what they're supposed to do, and just executing what we got. It's unfortunate, injuries happen. We lost a couple of guys, but it's next man up. We gotta keep it, where it would be at.
I feel like things changed after Leighton went down.
Yeah, Leighton being one of our key guys, all our starters, whoever's out there, it sucked, but we gotta roll with the punches and just keep going.
You guys were able to get a stop, during overtime on defense. When your offense was in the game, what did you think?
I don't know that we was gonna win, but it's unfortunate, things happen, pick 6 and we lost.
Trayvon, this game is reminiscent of Green Bay, where you had a 14-point lead there. Here you're up 27-10.
Yeah.
What's happening that this team is getting up in these games and losing and on the road like this?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
He's not emotional.
We got to fix it. We got to be better.
I think the lead in was kind of wrong.
Moving forward, we can't let that happen.
He's solid.
At the start of their comeback, it seemed like they made winning plays, but you guys had some mistakes as well, whether it's an interception, getting beat on a double move. Did it feel like there was somewhat of a snowball in terms of the mistakes kind of feeding their comeback?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like, after a couple of touchdowns, they gained momentum. We had their place, so, it's just, I don't know, they got momentum and got it rolling, and we couldn't stop them.
Well, they certainly did.
No emotions. I don't know why they
Kept
said
it rolling,
emotional.
3 straight drives, 3 straight touchdowns, as we talked about there, as you had a frustrated Trayvon Diggs, Brian Roberts.
This
He
defense,
wasn't
when they don't
emotional.
get pressure,
He's
it's just
frustrated,
pretty
though.
Ordinary.
They are.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it is when they don't get the pressure, when they don't get the sacks, when they don't create the negative plays. And I understand, you're down Van Der Esch, you're down, Hankins, you're down Dorrance Armstrong, you're down, all the corners with Lewis and Brown, and let's not act like Brown was playing great.
Nope.
He's good, but they've got problems, and that's injuries, and that's something that they look like a very ordinary team when they turn over the ball and when they don't get pressure or get sacks. They're a very ordinary team, and their wide receiver is looking like a number one. When you look at how a guy like CeeDee Lamb was, early in the
Played
season,
great today.
Early in the season, Michael
Right.
Parsons. Now you flip it. It's a little bit more about, hey, CeeDee. You don't have any questions about CeeDee Lamb anymore.
Well, you
But,
should have went to
there's
him on
questions
third
about
down. He should have went to
Questions about
CD.
Dak Prescott. And
2
I'm
times.
not trying to blame this on Dak. I'm just saying there's decision-making questions and of aggressiveness, and people are tweeting at me and saying, hey, listen, his arm was hit. No, just throw it out of bounds. Take the sack. Don't try and be a hero, at that end of the field. Live to fight another
day. Yeah, never coach would say.
But the more I watch this team play, when they don't rush the passer, they're a very ordinary defense, maybe even below average defense when it comes to that.
877-881-1053.
That hurt right there.
The number
It
to
hurt
call
right
the text.
there.
We will get to the phone lines here momentarily. But let's welcome in the voice of your Dallas Cowboys, the great Brad Sham, joining us now.
Brad, come on, man. Break it down
Dallas
to us,
Cowboys,
man.
Zach Wilson
I know
and
what Brad
Brian
going to talk
Brothers.
about. He was talking about
one of the
Anthony
big
Brown.
talking
Watch.
points that we've been breaking down, and people have been asking
gonna talk about Anthony
was
Brown.
the play calling and the decision to throw deep on that third down following the fumble with the Jags having one timeout left and not forcing Jacksonville to burn their timeout. What did you think of that decision there on that third down call?
It certainly surprised me, and my guess is that it was the quarterback's choice. I don't think that they sent in a play that said, go ahead and throw this ball deep. I mean, there's options on every play. I was just in Dak's press conference, and Brian, the things that you just said, pretty much he confirmed those things. He did say that, they had Lamb doubled underneath. That was the first read. So the first option was not to go deep to Noah. And a lot of quarterbacks, when they see, I take you back to did they make the catch or not? Did Dez catch it or not? Romo threw that ball because he said he saw Dez Bryant one-on-one. Yes. And he had Cole Beasley wide open for a first down underneath. That's how quarterbacks think. They see a guy one-on-one.
Noah Brown.
Option.
Noah Brown ain't no Dez, though.
I'd like to have seen something different than that deep ball.
That dude.
But, if he gets a PI or he catches it, then they're gutsy and geniuses. I mean, I think the things, Brian, that you just said, he agrees with, about taking the sack and being a little smarter with, it's just time to do that.
Yeah.
It's just time to do that. And, he was unlucky on the overtime interception, but hey, that's the way it goes. They had plenty of time to put the game away. And then, Brian, the thing that you said about their defense, I think is
shout out to Eastside Harold, man, if he's in there.
And I do think that they missed Van Der Esch, and I do think they missed Anthony Brown.
Yeah.
So sometimes who is playing make.
You all right? Hey, wait to my dog audio. Then took him off. Let's see if I can get him back. Let's see if I can get Brad Sham back, y'all.
They look like a defense that needs a little help right now.
Yeah, they're Brad, I felt like that this game, it really turned on the Zay Jones touchdown pass. That Jacksonville, it was after the interception. Dallas kicked.
Which one?
Yeah. Well, the Zay Jones, the one
we're on Kelvin Joseph.
Kelvin Joseph, yeah. Who did I say? I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, that's a hard point to argue with. Although I will say that I had a bad feeling when they, at the end of the half, when they had the ball and then they tried that option pitch to Pollard
for minus
lost
7
yards.
Yeah, that was terrible.
You had a chance to get even 3 points there.
Yeah.
And that play took you out of that, and so that would be, if we're going to parse play calls, that's one I wasn't too crazy about.
See, he came back though with that one. Remember, he got 20 with Pollard in overtime on that one though, so he came back to it. He obviously thought he had something. Yeah.
Right. And so later he did.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that what you're saying is it all makes sense that as soon as they got that touchdown that you're talking about,
right,
you could literally feel the momentum change. I mean, because Trevor Lawrence is a hell of a player.
Yes.
And he's going to make some ridiculous throws. And then you ran some routes that got a couple of those wide receivers free in space, and they had no answer for the misdirections to Agnew and that kind of stuff. I mean, they got beat. When the Jaguars had the ball from that point, the whole second half. And then they've got to get back and address that.
Yeah.
I do want to ask your thoughts on Tyron Smith, getting him back into the lineup. I know, today a lot of people left with LVE and Armstrong with some of the injuries, but you did get a reinforcement along the offensive line. How did you think Tyron looked playing right tackle for the first time since his rookie year?
Bittersweet.
He looked great to me. When I saw Zach Martin in the locker room on Thursday, he said he looked like.
I'm gonna take this score off the field.
He said he looked like a natural.
I don't want to see the score
all
anymore.
his life. I just talked to Tyron in the locker room, and I said, get off the field. How did it feel? He said, I got to do better, but you have to know Tyron.
Right.
He said they didn't win. And he said, I got to do better. I said, did it feel like it had been 10 years or whatever? He said, no, it felt okay. But And I told him, they said you were on a pitch count, but I knew you were coming.
Yeah, he
out.
did get beat a few
He said,
times,
I was
Keith.
having too much fun
10 and
being out
4.
there with my guys. I mean, I think.
Let me see 10 and 4 in the chat, y'all.
Out there, spell them with Peters and Ball, but they can play him at right tackle for however many games they've got left to play, and they'll be just fine.
Brad, everybody's going to talk about the interceptions and stuff like with Dak, but I kind of felt like, though, that, maybe the first one, you don't throw, you're getting pulled down, you're being a hero like we were talking about, got to protect that ball. But overall, man, I didn't feel like that he was the reason why that you lost this football.
Put up 34 points on offense.
Yeah, I really don't, and I know there's going to be a lot of criticism of
Yeah, you're going to have to get that right.
I don't disagree with you, and I think I said late in the game, I said it's a heck of a thing to say, and it's not unlike Green Bay.
Right.
You scored 28 points.
Right.
And you're complaining about the offense because they had the ball in Green Bay with a tie game with all their timeouts and 2.5 minutes. All it needs a field goal. And you expect that to get done. So then when that doesn't get done, then some of that is on, to me, very little of that was on Dak, although he's part of it. He's not free of responsibility. It's on the play that's called. It's on the way it's executed.
What about
it's on the
Pig?
checks maybe that he makes that only he and the coaching staff know about. And today, similarly,
Man.
they had 2 chances for crying out loud. They get the ball out of that fumble.
Yeah.
And you think the game's over.
Right.
Yeah.
Just all you got to do is just go make a first down.
Yeah.
You don't even have to score.
Oh, you got to get a
Just
first
make the
down.
first down. Couldn't do it.
Couldn't do
They
it.
had. I'll have to check the numbers, but I think they had 5 or 6 negative rushing plays today.
Man,
And
because
I'll
how they were drawn
they
up.
had in a game all year.
You can't
And
drop
so
those type of running
They
plays.
ran for 150 something yards.
Sure.
Oh my
But-
God.
Tyler Smith said, I talked to him in the locker room. He said they loaded the box more in the second half, and that may have been part of the issue, having trouble adjusting to all that. But they weren't able to be consistent with it.
Right.
And the fact is, and I agree with you, Brian. I don't think it's on Dak, but he is the quarterback.
Right.
But the point is, you scored 30. What they scored 30? How many?
34.
34 points. You got to win the game to score 34 points.
Absolutely.
So how am I
Dude,
complaining about the offense?
You scored 13 points in 3 quarters, though, after the first half.
On all of them, and they got to look at the tape.
No, look, this is the reason why I get it. Like, 34 points is a lot of money. But you got to contextualize the fact that we scored 7 in the first quarter, 2 touchdowns in the second quarter, and then in the third quarter killed us. The third quarter killed us. We was in the red zone twice, and we came away with 6 points. So at some point, man, anybody, call a spade a spade. You can't be in the red zone twice and leave with only 6 points. I love this offense. I love the understanding, but look, we can't continue to put the lipstick to make this thing look cute. We can't. Because the third quarter we scored 6. 6 plus 7 is 13, right? And then in the fourth quarter we got 1 touchdown, and overtime we got a goose egg. There's 3 quarters. 3 quarters we had the opportunity to score. But let me listen back to those boys, though. I had to get that out. Oh, they on commercial break anyway. But you guys get what I'm saying. I love this team. And this is the medicine that we probably need. It's going to go down nasty. Like some 666 and a half a cup of orange juice. You know what I mean? But this is what the Cowboys probably need to hear. That yes, we scored. Yes, we put up 34 points. But we can't be satisfied. This is equivalent to the season. Yes, we won 10 games. But we can't be satisfied. We got to figure out a way to be more consistent. And we got to figure that out now. Because we got 3 more games. And I tell you, for the people who got to go to work Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and Thursday, and Friday, and then on a beautiful Saturday, that's the next time we get a chance to see our team operate and play. that we can't be satisfied by looking at the moral victory of the fact that we did put up 34 points and then look at this defense and say, hey, come on, defense, what you gonna do? Well, it would behoove the Cowboys to figure out a way to play complementary football. That is what I'm trying to say to my beautiful people that's watching and listening right now. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not complaining. I'm just explaining. But if you are happy on how the Cowboys performed today, and you're going to sit back and say, all right, this is just going to be a lump on the face or a rib check in the gut, we got to figure out ways to play consistent football on all phases. Here's what happened. When you point the finger, you got 3 pointing back at you. When you say, well, my offense, we put up 34 points. And then when you say, well, the special team, we didn't really hurt you at all. We didn't fumble this time. And when you say that the defense didn't stop the opposing team, well, excuse me. Super excuse me. Let's stop pointing the fingers collectively. It's going to go down as an L. And excuse me again, the front office need to be raining down on his coaching staff and explain to me, why are you shooting a Hail Mary on 3rd and 10? Why are you going for a Hail Mary on 3rd and 10? And please, for the love of Jesus Christ, for the people that's in the chat, stop talking about a player being overpaid. Because if there's nobody was in the chat talking about when the players are underpaid, then don't talk about when the players are becoming overpaid. You're missing the meat, worrying about the potatoes. Because ain't nobody sitting here in the chat talking about Tony Pollard is being underpaid right about now. And that could be the same that be said, can y'all stop talking about the money? These people make more money than you can count. It's not about the money. We've seen this team have a boatload of cash and they still didn't go out there and grab somebody. And we've seen this team when they didn't have money, they still didn't go grab somebody. So stop counting these players' checks. That's what the billionaires do. They go unscathed. They go unscathed. They go unscathed, and y'all have a worrisome to talk about the players' money. This person is overpaid. This person is underpaid. Stop talking about the money. It don't matter how much money these guys getting paid or not. I'm just trying to see some quality football around here. Y'all be talking so much about the money, you miss the meat worrying about the potatoes. That's just crazy. Oh, man, it's overpaid. This guy overpaid. Are you out there on the field? Are you one hit away to be the next Ron Shazier? No. Are you at the game spending millions of dollars? No. You don't have a suite. So stop talking about the money. That is a disguise, the scheme to scheme you guys into getting the owners off the hook, and you're talking about the players' money. Good grief. It's like it's coming out of your pocket. It's not. It's not coming out of your pockets. God dog. Y'all keep talking about money. He paid this guy so much money. Zeke getting paid too much money. Tupac got paid too much money. Man, Biggie getting paid too much money. And when it's 3rd and 10, you have a doggone offensive coordinator say, hey, let's go Hail Mary. See, that's crazy. That's flat out crazy. Shout out to you, Stelios. Yes, indeed, man. Yes, indeed. Appreciate you, man. Lost spitting fire. Because they keep talking about the money. Like, dog, we trying to see football around here. Not about the money. Come on.
From a big injury. But he started to kind of show us a little something. Started to maybe get some confidence back. And, Brian, I think it's time maybe that I can be a little critical of Michael Gallup. We expect a little bit more from MG. We were once talking about Michael Gallup as a borderline number one receiver. Right? I mean, we heard...
No, I have. I've said that.
Yeah. The fan base was like, you can't trade Michael Gallup. Yeah. God forbid you can't do that. Michael Gallup can't be a no-show. You're paying him a decent amount of money.
Oh, now you talking about the money.
And granted, the offense was enough today. They were.
I knew that they were going to talk about the man money before they talked about the man money. Let me collect. I don't want to say something, man. I'm gonna let you see what he got to talk.
They saved you early in the season, though.
They did. They did.
They
But
really
just
did.
specifically today. But Michael Gallup needs to be involved in this offense, and I think you're getting to the point now where we can't use the injury anymore as an excuse. Somehow, some way, whether it's Dak, Kellen Moore, him, something needs to give here, and we need to get Michael Gallup going.
Yeah, there's been some games where they've actually tried to get him the ball early, and you need to go back and look at, in particular, this game. Was it that they were?
Let me stop. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the world, you threw the ball to Gallup in the end zone, right, on a vertical stretch play, right? The first catch that he was incomplete. The first catch that he was able to catch was in the fourth quarter. I said, these are my words, that I like the way the Jacksonville Jaguars are getting their players involved in the game early, attacking the outside. Why is that such a pivotal thing, Law? Well, it's good because you can now get your playmakers accustomed to understanding that they're about to get hit, that they're not cold in the third and fourth quarter because you've been utilizing them on some short and intermediate throws to get them in rhythm. But what you guys expect, and even from the media, and even from this guy that's talking, is that you expecting Gallup, just because you paid him the money, and excuse me, coming off of an ACL, by the way, to be red hot in the third and the fourth quarter when you finally started to attempt to use them. I can't make this stuff up.
Brought that up. Now, I don't know if he was saying that, after the game he found out that, that was a shot called by the quarterback, or was that a play that was sent in from the sideline? Mm-hmm. But Brad made it sound like that might be a little bit up for debate. So maybe he just gave you a little nugget, or maybe I'm misreading what he said.
No, I picked up the same thing. That Brad kind of hinted that was a Dak.
Yeah, Dak
decision.
That they had an opportunity, maybe for another play, another check.
Appreciate you, Big.
Maybe something on 3rd and 10. Like I said, I'm in that situation. I've just seen teams. I think it's always better to be aggressive early than try and be aggressive because everybody's trying to stop the run.
Right.
They know you're trying to burn their timeouts.
Yeah.
So if you get a chunk play on first down throwing the ball, now they're down and they're into the field, and now they're having to use their timeouts on their end of the field. So, it wasn't. But getting back to see
burn them timeouts
Michael
first,
Gallup,
man.
That's the type of ball I'm throwing to that on that particular play, not Noah Brown, and nothing against Noah Brown.
Nothing against Noah.
Gallup's been quiet all game. Why not try and hit him with a shot?
Outside of a 2-touchdown game, he's kind of been quiet all year. And I got it. There's a ramp-up period. You're coming back from an injury, but you committed to this guy. You're paying him money. At some point, step up and be your number 2 receiver. CeeDee Lamb can't do this on his own.
Yeah. Well, they've also went out and picked up T.Y. Hilton.
Right, and you're still flirting with Odell Beckham Jr.
So they obviously think so.
So what was the point in paying? And we're watching the All-22. To answer the 2-1-4, how is that on Gallup, Zach? Please let everyone know it's Kellen Moore. Stop being scared to say his name all the time. And I'm a diehard Cowboy fan, so am I irritated after this loss? 100%.
Go back and listen to Brad Sham, what he said. I mean, this might be a Dak call.
That might be a Dak call, but I think you also know, if you listen to the G-Bag Nation from 2 to 7 on the flagship 105.3 The Fan, I'm one of the more critical people when it comes to Kellen Moore.
I think there's some times where he's really. I thought today he was far more creative with the movement of his receivers and that orbit motion.
Far too inconsistent in the offense.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He didn't do that last week against the Texans, and it was kind of even to the point where Greg Olsen was like, Kellen Moore, he's really feeling it today as a play caller,
Let's get Kellen Moore a job, then. Let's give him a head coach job, man.
Should have loaded up and ran the ball behind Zach Martin and Tyron Smith and kind of figure those things out. And instead,
It's Dak's fault, y'all. It's Dak's fault.
Probably shouldn't have been made.
He should have.
Yeah, or you're running the football really well, and then all of a sudden you're going to get super pass happy. So blame to go all the way around. But I'm being critical of MG because we watched the All-22, and there's just a lack of separation. There's a lack of getting open.
Well, the dude coming off of an ACL surgery, and Gallup gave his entire career dating back to high school. Never been a guy that's been king separation guy. He's always had short area quickness, not burn away speed. That's in his scouting report. He's a jump ball guy that can run at the catch. And if you ain't getting this dude in some tunnel screens, no underneath drags, then you ain't gonna really get any separations with Michael Gallup. It never was on his resume. I can't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. Even CeeDee Lamb, go look at his scouting report. He's not a guy that's going to get king separation, but he is yak guy. He will be fit well inside the slot. You throw him underneath. You figure out ways. Case in point, the same kind of caliber, just a little bit more physical, is Deebo Samuel. And I know that he's injured and he's played for the 49ers, but he's not going to be a guy to give you king separation. That's not those guys' skill set. And excuse me, for the love, Noah Brown, that's on his scouting report. He's not a separation guy. So when we start talking about wide receivers not getting separation, look at his scouting report. The only person that can get separation on a consistent basis, he haven't even played yet. His name is T.Y. Hilton, and he's 33 years of age. Come on, y'all. Look. I can't make this stuff up. But Dak Prescott, if we want to put it on him, yeah, you can. But dog it, can we run some plays that can really complement his particular skill set is what I'm trying to say. I want Dak Prescott 24 to 27 attempts out of play action. And excuse me, you really can't get enough of that running out of the shotgun all day. They ran out of shotgun.
Yeah, it is frustrating.
It's frustrating, yeah.
But Cowboys.
It's interesting. He had no defensive.
No, I mean,
I don't think that Dan Quinn is above the this game.
No question.
Zeke get 15 carries. Cowboys win. Zeke is 14 carries.
I actually love to hear.
Cowboys lose.
Dan will probably talk, and I'd like to hear
tomorrow
what Dan's plan is. And I'm wondering, as we talk about the corner spot, Israel Mukuamu, who kind of has that versatility. Is he a guy maybe you try?
I think you got to go all hands now. If you absolutely don't trust Kelvin Joseph, and I think they're getting close to that point that they think that he's a little bit of a liability out there. But I'll say this though, Dan Quinn is not above blame in this one. Like I said, there was probably some opportunities they had to help Kelvin Joseph, and they didn't. Left him out there one-on-one, But, I mean, hey, there's defense is – the injuries are a problem. But
yep, true that.
I'd also say pass rush was a problem today too, or lack of finish was a problem. So just to say it's all in the offense, I think that's grossly unfair.
No.
Yeah, it is unfair. But I want them to use complementary though.
Gets a ton of criticism today.
Oh, he's not. I mean, he
like the interceptions are starting to get out of control.
Yeah, was he 15 to 16 at half?
But Dak played a pretty damn good football game today.
Yeah,
you can roll your eyes, think whatever you want, think I'm trying to cover for the quarterback.
Yeah, but he didn't finish.
Bottom line is, you put up 34 points on offense. The first interception is one he's got to cut out of
the game.
Arsenal here. He's doing that way too much. It's a weekly trend.
Yeah.
He's got to take care of the freaking football. Yeah. He's got to cut that out. But the quarterback's always going to get blame. He's always going to get criticism.
True that.
If we point somebody else out, it's not the end of the freaking world.
It's not.
It's going to be okay.
But here's what we got to do. And I feel you, Nick, Rich. I get hyperbole and overreaction time. But I get what you're saying. But what we got to contextualize. Hear me out. And I get it. Everybody need to get their lumps. what we can't do is continue to point the finger and have the blame game. Well, it's Dak. Well, it's Kellen Moore. Well, it's defense. Well, it's Dan Quinn. It's this guy. It's that guy. It's this guy and that guy. If you go back and you just play complementary football and consistent football and you do what you do best, then we wouldn't have this conversation. We wouldn't have these inconsistencies. So what I'm trying to say is the inconsistent from your play caller falls down to the inconsistent to your quarterback. Inconsistent plus inconsistent doesn't equal consistent unless you want to consistently see something happen on a negative connotation. And that is what we're going at. Clock management. Because what happened here in a playoff environment, the margins of error gets like this. The moment you have a turnover, a takeaway, and if you do not stop those things, they magnify. The good thing about this, there are some positive even in this loss. The good thing is about this is that you lost in each and every way possible this year. You got blown out loss. You had a situation whereas you lost in overtime twice. You lost when you had the lead. Well, we never had a blown out loss basically. But you guys get what I'm saying. You lost by not stopping the run. You lost by not stopping the pass. So what they got to do is take the negatives and go over them. You lost by having too many penalties. I don't think that we had a lot of penalties in this game. We stopped the penalties, but we lost. We won the time of possession, but we lost, right? We ran the ball, but we lost in this game. How? Then we go back and say, okay, are we running with a purpose, right? Figure out those things. We still got life. It's not over with. But in 4 weeks, look how quick this world is. In 4 weeks, because you still got to win like 1 or 2 games to solidify your spot in the playoffs. But in 4 weeks, you can't have these type of errors. And the name of the game is just to get into the playoffs. And I think this team will get into the playoffs. But they got to eliminate some of the ways that they are losing these type of games. Looking at the stats, we had no defense. I feel you on that sinful one. Black Yoda says, that's called a scheme law. Moore has no scheme, just plays. We don't even run rub routes. Run game is just run plays. They have no unique design. And there you go. My goodness. I mean, he's probably the second best comment of the day. Scheme. I wish I had a drop that said scheme. All right.
This doubt.
and that was a thing that we saw out of Jacksonville Jaguars. They had a unique scheme. And then, of course, they playmakers made plays. Trevor Law made a play. Christian Kirk made a play. All defensive guys. If this is how crazy it is, the ball went through Donovan Wilson's hand. Right? He catches that interception. We talking about Jack Anisha, right? Jaguar Anisha, right? We talking about how this team rallied and won the game. But now we got to go back and really cross our T's and dot our I's and say, okay, all right, let's look into these interceptions. Let's look into the way they ran the play. Why wasn't there a drag underneath? Why did you go for it on you went Hail Mary on 3rd and 10? Why not pass it underneath? Because they were trying to cover the outs, right? They're trying to preserve time, right? They don't want you to. They see, it's so many things that the Cowboys could have done in their game looking back. Season not over with, John. Yo, it's not over with.
Good.
Yeah, season not over with. Who's going to defend Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown? Well, we'll find out when that time goes. Look, and the Eagles, they won by the skin of their teeth. They don't have a lot of room to talk about. The Eagles was sitting there sweating too against Chicago. I can't wait to go see that game. They won by the skin of their teeth. And if you look at it, contextualize it, they're closer to a loss than they are a win now, right? You can only win so many in the world. Keith says, how you throw a 3rd and 10 Hail Mary? I wish, man. I wish I was a fly on the wall and asked them why did they went for it. Hail Mary on 3rd and 10. Hail Mary. Run quick, see. Hail Mary.
Meaningful
Eagles don't have the Eagles. They're patting their eye. They're just, woo, we came out with a win. They didn't dominate the doggone Chicago Bears according to the box score. They came out with a win, but it was ugly. It was an ugly win, but it was a win. I didn't see the game, but it was an ugly win, and it counted as a dub. They were 13 and what? What's the Eagles' record? 13 and 1. Jerry Jones need to ask Mike McCarthy that question. Yes, indeed, my goodness.
Turnover there, as you had the fumble that was initially recovered. I believe it was Donovan Wilson who ended up getting that one, as Sam Williams was around the ball. It ended up being a Travis Etienne kind of running into the butt of his own player that dislodged the ball, and then Dono ended up scooping it up. Brad Sham with the call, 877-881-1053. After a very disheartening 40-34 Jags overtime win over our Dallas Cowboys, where there is plenty of blame to go around after this one. The defense didn't hold up their side of complementary football. Offensively, you had an opportunity to close it out. After you got a turnover, you weren't able to do so. Of course, everyone will point to the game-winning walk-off pick 6 that Dak threw, and then a very bad interception.
Yeah, they're going to point it
following the Zay Jones double move on Kelvin Joseph. That really had the snowball effect. But again, Brian, the decision, and we're not sure exactly whose it was, but for me, and if maybe you're just now tuning into the Cowboys postgame show, here's Zach Wolchuk and Brian Broaddus, I really was just puzzled by 3rd and long. You decide to throw it there instead of forcing Jacksonville to burn it.
You got to burn the final timeout.
And then you also had the situation where Jaron Curse is trying to make a tackle.
You got to get him down, Jay.
Was it Zay Jones again? Was able to drag him and get out of bounds on the play. So Jacksonville was rewarded back that final timeout, which ultimately they were able to use it to get that game-tying field goal right before time expired.
Yeah, it's, what's really unfortunate, though, too, on the same play, it was, on that final drive for Jacksonville in regulation, Dallas has got them 3rd and 3, and you mentioned that the drag play that, Donovan Wilson had a chance to intercept that ball.
He did.
Or at least knock it down. The ball went literally
right through the hands.
Right through his hands. And here their safety makes a play. Jenkins makes a play on a deflection, and your safety, and Wilson has played well all year.
Yeah, you can't
those are the kinds of things when you look back and you start to think, well, what
Donovan Wilson fault. He the reason why we lost the game.
Hell,
Donovan Wilson
fault. I'll take my chances 4th and 3, or I'll take my chances with an interception right there by Wilson and ball game over. Because that's really it. They had the opportunity right there. They kicked the field goal, and here you go. So, it's just, man, you needed some guys to step up and make some plays. I think CeeDee Lamb made several plays for you. I think the quarterback made plays for you today. Tyron Smith playing right tackle made some plays today.
Held Deron Bland for the most part. I thought was really good. Came up with that interception for you.
It's just, it was not as clean a game as you needed, but I could say going in, I had a feeling this was going to be a rough one. I could have gone either way picking this game. I could have gone either way.
You wanted to take Jacksonville.
Appreciate you, man.
But you know what?
Kellen Moore
also get one more stop.
Is Jason Garrett still hunting us?
Maybe they didn't need to make that other stop, but Wilson lets the ball go through his hands, man. And then then you have the play call. A lot of things happen in this football game that just kind of left you like, it could have. It wasn't one thing. It was several things along the way.
Let's go back out to the phones, 877-881-1053. Do want to hear from you, and definitely vent. Get it out. I understand this was one of those soul-crushing losses. I'm feeling it with you. Let's go out to line 4. Randy in Dallas. Randy, what's going on, my friend?
God, no, Randy.
Oh, Randy.
Randy.
Dang it, Randy.
Gregory.
It's all right, buddy. We'll get back to you. Let's go out to line 7. Omar in Plano.
Omar coming.
Omar
Omar coming.
Man, you're on the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network.
What's up, guys? Appreciate the job y'all do covering this, the team and whatnot.
Thank you.
I've always been I've always thought, and people, thought I was crazy, like my friends and like contemporaries. I always thought that the biggest, weakest link that the Cowboys had was that, just by the limitations I saw with him at quarterback. I know today we the defense didn't do it. They weren't able to pull through. But throughout this year, this defense has really come up huge for us. And especially when Cooper Rush was in, we were literally mainly relying on this defense. And time again, they've made plays for us.
But they were bad today.
They were bad today.
They were bad. And I totally agree with you.
You don't play
man.
complementary
Totally
football, man.
About how you had to, that 4 games that you had that you won with Cooper Rush. But, man, you needed to get their quarterback on the ground today in that game, and you couldn't get anybody home.
I understand that. I understand that, Brian. But what I'm saying is that bigger picture.
Are you blaming Dak then? Is that what you want to come on and do?
No, I'm not blaming Dak. I'm not saying that it's 100% his fault, but he's not the guy that's going to get this team to where they want to get to. And the limitations are there.
What do you see as limitations? I'll ask, because I'm always curious about things. What's his limitations?
Just his hesitations, his ability. I mean, obviously his arm talent was never really that great. His inability to throw receivers open. I mean, a lot of time. How many boneheaded plays has he made this year where the defense has had to, he came back and he drove them down the field. But at the end of the day, the reason why we were in that situation were because of plays that he made. I just feel like he's not gonna take where we want this team to go to. I just feel like he's not the guy. And I just wanted to ask you, Brian, as a person who has, experience and you worked in the NFL.
Did I say I disagree with you?
Do you not feel like maybe Dak, do you not feel like maybe Dak isn't that guy,
I disagree. Yeah, I really disagree with you. I think there's some limitations there, absolutely, with Dak. But the problem is, like I said, I think that there's times when Dak Prescott will bail you out of stuff too. I wish there was some times today he would have ran the ball a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree.
I wish, but
you got your 3 first downs from the legs
that he made today. I don't think Dak Prescott was the problem today. And it's real easy, and that's why I was curious. That's why I asked you. Wasn't trying to be a jerk, sir. Really wasn't. Just wanted to know what you thought. And to me, there are plenty of times where Dak Prescott makes decisions that I wouldn't make. Now, if you tell me that he made the decision to throw the ball on 3rd and 10 and they were going to run the ball, they had another play covered.
Bad decision.
That's a bad decision.
Yeah, it's
a
bad decision.
But I think
we won't know until
you scored enough points to win this football game today.
21.
You did.
And I don't particularly think that this guy gets a lot of help along the way either. So I get it. When he's bad, he's bad. I get that. But to me today, I think Dak Prescott is the last person I'm blaming. I'm looking at Dan Quinn. I'm like, how do you allow them, and how do you allow Zay Jones and Kirk and Trevor Lawrence is a 1st-round pick? I mean, how do you allow him to throw 4 touchdowns today?
Man,
you got to figure some things out. Your quarterback situation is a mess. You have to figure some things out, and I think
you allow. Come on, man. All right, well, at some point, they got to stop playing political football and get the players in there. I mean, you had some healthy scratches on that defense. That maybe you could have put those people in there. I think Jabril Cox, he was a drafted guy.
A positive EPA, which is expected points added, on 60.6% of his dropbacks in Week 15. That's today's game. That's his 6th game with a 50% or higher success rate this season. That's the highest in the NFL, 52.9%. Next is the best quarterback in football in Patrick Mahomes, 52%. He's up there with the best in the sport. Do I think in reality if I'm comparing him with Patrick Mahomes, who would I rather have? I'm taking Patrick Mahomes, okay? But he's playing damn good football. Does he need to clean up the interceptions? Yes, but is Dak Prescott really your problem? I don't think so.
Come on, what say it?
Enough for you to win the football
say
game
it.
today.
Say it.
If you want to say it's an excuse, fine. But you scored 34 points, you should get the win.
How many people taking Eric Bieniemy over Kellen Moore right now? Kellen Moore versus Eric Bieniemy.
There's times where you need to be critical of the quarterback. I just don't think today was that day.
I don't think so either.
There's, like I say, there's been times where it's where he is clearly struggled, but today wasn't one of those days.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's always a quarterback.
Look at the box
I
score
said it on G-Bag earlier this week. It's check down Charlie. You want him to push the football. All right, he does that. Now he's throwing interceptions. Now he should go ahead and check it down again. You want him to run, he gets hurt. No, please, God, don't run. Now you want him to run again. He's damned if he does. He's damned if he doesn't. Right?
Because of the system.
Really with the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. It was Tony Romo before that. It was Troy Aikman before Tony Romo. People wanted Steve Berline. You got the star on the side of your helmet. That's how it goes. You're going to get overly scrutinized. And Dak's going to get it, and he's going to get a ton of blame. And today, I think you need to focus on the defense, giving up 3 consecutive touchdown drives when you had a 17-point bleeping lead in the second half. I think that should be where we're focusing a little bit more of the blame.
Man, when you point the finger, you're going to have 3 pointing back at you. I can't make this stuff up. Keep going. They go on the commercial break. I feel what people are saying. Let's open up the phone lines, and then whoever listens, I need somebody to let me know when we get one of the players in for an interview on 105.3 so we can chime in to them. But call my phone, 657-390-7391.
Keep it super thorough my way on this side. Keep it super thorough my way on this side. Call my phone, hit my line. Only ones who down for me.
There are 7 participants in the call.
Way on this side.
Please
Keep it
announce
super
yourself.
thorough
All
my way
participants are
on
muted.
this side.
All right, y'all. I want to keep this, so if y'all got to do a lot of swears and everything, please don't do it, right? Because I'm going to have to mute you. I need a clean show, man. We got sponsors and beyond. I can't have y'all dropping certain F words and stuff like that. We got to keep this thing clean. I know y'all angry. I know y'all frustrated, but let's keep it PG-13. I actually got kids to watch this show, so let's keep it clean, y'all. I know y'all want to get stuff out your chest or off your chest, but let's keep this show clean. Get to your point. Look, I can't have a long conversation. You have 1 or 2 points, and then we going to jump out of it, right? I'm tired. I ain't had nothing to eat all day. I'm frustrated. I'm just as mad as everyone else, all right? But Cowboys, we got 3 more games to go, and the Cowboys got to play every game like their hair is on fire. Do we got 3 or 4 more games? How many games we got left? How many games we got left? All right, we got the 3-6-1. You're live.
Hey, how's it going, Law?
Talk to me, Chief.
Not good. This is KC, man. First time calling to your show, but I wanted to kind of address something when it comes to the defense. Kelvin Joseph. Everybody just said, "Oh, well, let him learn. Let him learn."
Yep.
Whenever guys look his direction, that's a guaranteed 7 almost, and it's happening too many times. And I think it was Olsen who was doing the commentating. That second touchdown he gave up, Lawrence, he didn't read anything. He snapped the ball. He looked directly in that direction. He stared down, then he threw it.
And he waited for him to win at the top of the route.
He was just waiting for, exactly.
Yeah.
He wasn't waiting for nothing else. No full field reads. No, don't read nothing. You just wait till boss man gets beat, and then you throw the ball wherever he's at, and that's a guaranteed touchdown.
It seems as if though that's the philosophy for the entire season so far is to throw it on the opposite side of Trayvon. Yeah,
that's the problem. And I know Anthony Brown was getting beat, but this is a little worse.
Yeah,
a little worse. Anthony Brown would get hit with bombs. But this is a little worse, so I have an issue with that.
Yeah.
So I think he's done for the rest of the season. He'll be coming off the bench in special teams. But the other thing I have an issue with is I don't know whose fault it was, but why not just run a draw up the middle at 3rd and 10?
Oh my gosh, man!
Maybe Pollard breaks it. We've seen him do that on draw plays up the middle. Maybe he breaks it now today, maybe not. But at least you get a couple of yards, even if you get stuffed.
You have to burn that timeout, man. Yes, indeed. Good call from you. You said KC, right?
You have a good one.
You too, man.
KC,
yeah, KC, man. Shout out to KC. I don't know where JoJo at, but man, KC was dropping some bombs over there, man. Hey, let me. Somebody put the phone number down so I can link it to the top of the screen. Hold on, let me get to it. I gotta link I gotta pin it to the top. So give me 1 second. For those, if you can't see the number, is at the top. It's 657-390-7391. Man, I got my guy Cam. Cam, you're live from the 205.
Oh, Cam, what up?
What's good with you, Chief?
Hey man, I'm gonna say this, and all right, I'm gonna say this, man.
What up?
When I say the team lost, I say the team lost because I don't go for Kellen Moore, I don't go for Dak Prescott.
Right.
I go for the Dallas Cowboys.
There you go.
First, and I have 2 points, and I'll make it quick. First of all, we have to stop saying Kellen Moore or the wide receivers of Dak. First of all, when the Dallas Cowboys lose, you don't have a separate record for Dak, and you don't have a separate record for Kellen Moore. You don't have a separate record for nobody. You have a whole record for the Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
That's first thing. Second of all, we all know Dak played a bad game today, and we ain't finna say he didn't. Dak even said it that he played a bad game. So when your quarterback say he played a bad game, for all you Dak fans, what else you want people to say? It's not his fault, but your quarterback just said that he played a bad game himself. Yeah. Understand? He played a bad game, and you know it. Now, am I upset about this win?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, you need to be upset because at the end of the day, just like Buddy said about Kelvin Joseph, I'd rather have Anthony Brown there because at least he know how to swat balls down at least.
Yeah.
He ain't catching them. Kelvin Joseph, he run out there with a chicken with his head cut off.
But you know what? Before I let you go, though, you know what? You know that play on Noah Brown, but Nashawn Wright, right? Right? It was a post route. You saw how he phased in and filled. You can feel at the top of the route. And when the old boy tried to push off, he was right. That's how your DB is supposed to play, by the way.
Right there.
Right there.
Supposed to play.
Play like that.
One more point, Law, and I'm gonna let you go. You already know I'm gonna say go. How about them Cowboys? But one more thing is, we have to understand that we got a formula down pat, but one thing we haven't been doing is having good time of possession with the ball. We've been scoring too quick.
I feel you with that, man. Appreciate you, dog. Appreciate you, man. Good call from you, Cam. Let me hear you say it,
How about
fam.
them Cowboys?
Good call from him. I let him go a little over. But, hey, here's the thing. We wanted time of possession in this game. And I get what he's saying, like we scored a little too fast or what have you, but that never should be a problem, though. There was, and the only reason why I pulled this up, and I know it's bootleg a little bit, but look at that. Look at the third. It says Cowboys, those are quarters at the top. Those 6, when we got into that red zone and we didn't punch it in, that killed us right there. Those field goals, when we traded field goals instead of touchdown, that killed us. That did in the third quarter. We can talk about as much as we want with 34 points. Of course, our defense didn't do a good job on certain things, but we got to score when we talking about efficiency, not just putting lipstick on a pig. I got my guy, Uncle Charles, over here, man, who been waiting patiently. You're live, Unc.
Can you hear me, Law?
Yep.
Let me say this because I'm gonna know you got a lot of people. I know a lot of people don't want to hear what I got to say, but it's okay. It's okay. I love you just the same. But let me say this: we're gonna be at home early, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's because we're doing the same thing we did in the Green Bay game. We amassed a 14-point lead. Why? Because we ran the ball. Then in the first half against Jacksonville, we amassed a 17-point lead. Why? Because we ran the ball. But in the second half of the Green Bay and the second half of the Jacksonville game, what did they do? They bagged Dak up, started throwing the ball, which gave the team a short field to go and catch up and get a momentum.
Yeah.
I don't care what say. I don't care what nobody say. But if Kellen Moore don't get set down as of now, it didn't make no difference. Joseph gave up them touchdowns. It would have made a difference because we would have had a 20-point lead. They would have had time to come back. Kellen Moore is putting Dak in a bad position. Kellen Moore is smoking the crack, and Dak is handing him the pipe. Both of them in a room, and they're not admitting that nobody doing anything wrong. Because let me tell you something. I had a boy in my classroom so dumb, he wrote my name down on his paper and turned it in to the teacher. He said, "Your name ain't Charles. How dumb can you be?" What the ball, for God's sake, run the ball.
Appreciate you, Unc.
And that's all I got to say, bro.
Good call, Unc, man. Oh my gosh, man. What came first, the chicken or the egg? That's going to be the conversation, right? But when we look at it, yes, the defense did give up 40 points. Well, now they didn't give up 40 points if you really do the math or what have you. But they did give up a lot of points, right? But we got to be one of the teams that you got to stop self-sabotaging yourself. You got to figure out a way to not give life and liberty to the opposing team. Make sure that they burn out all of their timeouts, right? Force them to burn their timeouts. Force them to play left-handed. That's all we're asking. Force the opposition to play left-handed, yo. All right, I got for the 971, you're live. Is JP?
Yeah, what's up?
What's good, Jay?
Hey, everybody trying to blame Joseph for them touchdowns. Let me tell you something.
Talk to me.
The free safety and the strong safety. I went back and looked at that play 100 times. Anybody gonna get beat on that right. That boy is fast, okay? That double move.
He pulled Hooker down too, though. Hooker's supposed to be over the top. Yep.
He is supposed to be right. He's supposed to be the last person on top of Joseph. Why?
If there's cover three too.
Yeah.
If it's cover three.
You the last man in defense. All right, Anthony Brown would have got beat. Whoever you bring in would have got beat doing that double move.
But that second touchdown, you got to put a little bit on Kelvin Joseph, though. Yeah. That second one, that was him. That second him was him.
Joseph's a bomb, okay? He's a bomb. All right, Dan. So what you gonna do with your free safety getting beat over top? That's still gonna be there. Bring right in. That's still gonna be there. That double move. What is 28 doing? And then on top of that, all right, Joseph gave a touchdown. You come back and you throw the football over. Let me tell you something. And I want y'all
but hold on, JP. And I know you fighting for Kelvin Joseph, but at some point the coaching staff they benched him. You know, so they seen something. So it could be a situation that they putting the Sham right in, and the Sham, I mean, he's still tall in this one too, though. So something got to happen.
He was getting beat. No matter he was getting beat out there. You didn't even get that boy kick. He gave up a touchdown. All right, that second touchdown he gave up. Wait a minute, you turn around and throw that touchdown. Then after that, what you do? You got Zeke. Let me tell you something. You need 2 or 3 good running backs to run the ball. Zeke is hurt. He got to turn his leg. He wanted a brace. He's running around there like in the wrong. This is the same thing that happened last year. Remember he had to carry his leg?
No doubt. All right, one more point before I gotta let you go, man. I got over 50,000 people in here, man. One more point, man.
Okay, one more thing I want to say. Hey, Zeke needs to ride the bench. And what is that going to do? Is he going to respond? Okay, what he's going to do in the playoffs? He's doing the same thing. Hey, we're in trouble. So,
no doubt, man. Come on, man. With it.
I'm still Cowboys strong, man.
No doubt, man. All right, man. Look, man. Knowledge 1914. Until Jerry put Jimmy in the ring of honor, the bad breaks will continue. Man, I have no real estate to fight against that, man. I got no real estate, bro. All right, I seen Dr. Q somewhere in here, man. Doctor, man.
Hey, what's going on?
Help me out, Doc.
What's going on, family?
Nothing to it, Chief.
How you doing, family? Hey, no lot, man. I'm getting ready to take these National Board medical exams tomorrow, man. So I was watching your play-by-play real quick. I'm going to make this quick here, Lord, because I got a few things to say. Injuries on both sides of the ball, man. But the offense complements each other, offense and defense. But I remember calling you back, I think it was week 8 after we beat the Chicago Bears.
Right.
I said, Lord, you have Raekwon Smith out there. Go and get him. You got to go get him. So this ownership, the players lost the game. To me, it's deeper. It's the ownership. They go get players that have Band-Aids, man. Players that have Band-Aids. We're going to win with these players with Band-Aids. But not realizing that even like the more clock, man, the guy's going to be
phenomenal.
Awesome in a few years. But you have to go get dogs, man. If you in the win now mode, you have to get dogs. You had Raekwon Smith out there. You had Dewan Payne. You even had Stephon Gilmore. You could have brought him in for a cup of coffee. That would have solidified everything that you missing on defense. I blame the ownership for that. Just horrible, man. They always want to win with Band-Aid players. Last thing, matchup. So even with the loss today, it's not going to change our seeding. We're fifth. Cowboy fans, we're not moving any closer to one.
Right.
Get it out your head.
True that.
Worst case scenario, we go from 5 to 7 because we'll catch Minnesota in the first round because 2 played 7. We're really having the bye.
Right.
You're not going to play Frisco. If you're not going to play Frisco in the first round, you're either going to play Tampa, Carolina, or if you lose these next 3 games, I hope we don't, you will pick up the Minnesota.
Yeah.
All right, last thing, Law. I'm with you on this, man. Fans, please quit digging in these players' pockets and calling these teams garbage. Let me tell you something. These teams, this team that beat Dallas today, the Detroit Lions, there's a reason why they've been picking in the top 5 the last 7 to 8 years.
Get them.
These teams are getting all-star players. These players are good, man. Coming out of, like I said, Jacksonville, I think they picked in the top 5 over the last 3 or 4 years. They're just missing these pieces, and they're starting to get these players. But it irks me when I hear people, oh, man, he's making this much money. He shouldn't be making this, or this team is garbage. Look, I played D2 ball. I never played in the NFL. These players are good. Last quick thing. Please quit talking about if we'd have had OBJ or we got T.Y., they would have caught the ball. Well, even if you have them two and you scoring 40, but you give up 41, this shit don't matter.
No doubt.
It doesn't matter if you're giving up as much points as you're scoring.
I appreciate you, Doc. I appreciate you. Let me hear you say it, man. Let me hear you say it.
Hey, how about them Cowboys, man?
Even after a loss, look at the energy, man. I love you, man. That Doc, man, Dr. Q, man. Here's my thoughts just to say this, man. Hey, he's right on the money with it. The hardest thing, man, is swallowing a loss, man. And let me see that. I think. Let me see where they at right now. Hold tight, y'all.
For more than 4.
It's still on commercial break. All right, now let's get to the next caller from the 901. You're live.
What's going on, Law? How you doing?
All is well, man. I can't complain.
Oh man, so today was a rough one with these Cowboys.
It was.
So I have a couple things that I'm trying to say real fast. Now, number one, as far as defense go, I mean, we can't blame the defense for a pick 6. We can't blame the defense when there's a turnover to get a short field. You know, they're tired and things of that nature, and we can't blame them for injuries. That's a bad thing.
Yeah.
But we can't blame them for just miscues and not really having the skill set to go out there and perform at your best. But we also need better play calling from our offensive side as well. You know, in my opinion.
No doubt.
And these guys here, you know, they can't perform, but so use them incorrectly. I mean, when you need them in clutch periods, they may not be there for you.
No doubt.
You gotta put your team in positions to win at all times. You know, don't wear them down doing unfamiliar things or things that's against their skill set. In my opinion, you know, I like to see Tony Pollard run outside, not inside. I like to see Zeke running inside, not outside. You know, even though we do have a little bit of success with them doing the opposite.
Right. And then when you do a toss, man, do a toss whereas it's not a weak side toss or option toss, whereas you of course you got 1-on-1 to the edge guy, but I want to toss it when I got somebody pulling. I want to use my big boys like a Tyler Smith or even a Zach Martin on a pull. Pull those boys, man. That's the reason why they're offensive line.
But Law, that's too much like common sense.
Man, it's too much.
No plays is not that guy.
But
we're stuck with it. We are stuck with him. We have to just deal with it. We are stuck with it. mind frame of Ellen Moore.
And here's one other thing before I let you go, fam. Good conversation with you, by the way. We got to minimize. I can't even talk today. We got to figure out a way to stop having third and long and create a way to have third and shorts. I think on our third and shorts, we converted most of them or all of them outside of 3rd and 4. So the Cowboys need to figure out a way to do that. Appreciate you so much for calling in.
I appreciate you, Law. Hey.
Yeah, and man, that word messed me up. That word tore me up, y'all. I can't even say
Defense, offense.
Is it mental? How you say it? Minimize. Is it minimize? Minimize. It's minimize. I can't even talk today, y'all.
Overtime loss, where there is a lot of frustration.
Minimize. God dog couldn't say
certainly, the fans are letting it be known on the truckwreck.com text line and some of the calls that we've taken thus far, Brian.
They're taking calls still. All right, so we got we're rolling through. We got the 574. Hey, this is what we're gonna do in 2 minutes. That minimize messed me up, Thomas. Yeah. Jeez. All right, we're gonna let the phone lines stay open for another 5 minutes. Then I'm gonna put the lock on it, and then all of these people that's in here, we're gonna listen to y'all. Come on, we get to 574. You live.
Can you hear me?
Yep. You're live.
Yeah, Law. At some point, like you like to say, next man up. Yeah, right. It's true. But man, like sometimes it just we don't have like when LV went out, I was like, oh crap, because man, like he was big. Like he may not have the stats to show it, but he was big. I mean, Hankins was out, Steele was out, Brown was out, Lewis was out, and man, sometimes it just gets too much, man.
It do,
like
man.
And it doesn't help when, like, the quarterbacks aren't dumb. Quarterbacks know that, hey, see that Joseph guy over there, throw it toward his way, man. He'll give you 3 touchdowns. And, like...
Hey, at some point, man, if I'm up by 14, if I'm up by 17, I'm start doing my math. Ain't no way I'm losing. Ain't no way, man. I'm figuring out. I'm going to my bag, baby. I'm up 27-10. Oh, I got my bag of tricks for them, and that's what we don't do when you don't have a scheme. It's kind of like, have you ever took a test and you just balled out on the test, right? You score like 90 or 100, right?
Yeah.
But if you know for sure you didn't study, it was multiple choices, and they give you that same test again, you flunk it, right?
Yeah.
That's the Cowboys.
Right.
That's the Cowboys. There's no other way I can present it. Like, if you know your stuff, it don't matter when they give you the test, you're going to go back to the resources that you know how to win. And the Cowboys, to me, they are just multiple choice in this thing, and whatever stick, they good at it. They won 10 games from it, but it's really no safe lane, and that's a hard way to swallow a loss.
Yeah, but like, hopefully Trayvon Mullen can do something. But I mean, when you go like, hope my waiver claim does something, I think we're in hot water, Law. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. Well, we in hot water, man. What other point you got before I let you roll, fam?
So. Turning over the offensive side, like, I think the pass is working. Dak only had 7 incompletions the whole game. He minus the 2 picks and minus the deep shot to Noah Brown, which, I mean, wasn't maybe the best call, but still, like, and Kellen Moore does that. Mike needs to check him. But when he doesn't check him, that's the difference between a good head coach and a great head coach. A great head coach checks his coordinators and he takes the play sheet and calls plays. Mike doesn't do that. Like, it's just, we need to get rid of him. I mean,
no doubt, man. I'm still in the middle with Mike. You know how it goes, but I appreciate you, fam.
You have a good one, man.
Yeah. Good call for him. Shout out to the super chat, man. Jason, and thank you for all of the cash apps you sent too. We got that turnover. We run the ball no matter what and make calls that last times. dropped the clock under a minute with no damn timeouts to get down the field and make the middle of the field close off. Oh my gosh, Jason. Yeah, man. Look, he went to football school. It's like there's no way that the Cowboys should be pressing. No way. Like, it seems as if though, like, in Dak's mind, and I'm not talking about Dak, I'm not talking about him, but I'm talking about him. But in Dak's mind, he looking at it like, oh, my guy Kelvin Joseph got burned, they scored, but let me show you what I can do, right? And it's the same thing with the dude Kellen Moore. It's like that they went to the play menu and said, all right, let me go to the stress side of the play menu so we can match point for point. At that point, what they needed to do was don't go for the threes. Have you ever played basketball and you see a team jacking up threes and they on their way of coming back? No. Sometimes that layup can do just as much damage as going for the three. They should have went with the layup, but they went with that horrible series and they went pass, interception. Let's go. But I appreciate y'all so much, man. All right, man. We're going over this day. Come on, get off of it. Get off of it. There we go. Get off of it. All right, good. All right, we moving right along. We got 469. What's on your mind, dog?
What's up with it, man? It's Mark from Dallas, Texas, man.
Mark, what's good with you, man? Talk to me, man.
Man, it's Kellen Moore, bro. You get rid of him.
The conference has been locked.
Let me lock the conference room. Go ahead.
The man is terrible, bro. You sitting here throwing these dime plays to Nolan when you should have just kept Mari Cooper. You know, we know Michael Gallup wasn't going to be ready, but you sit here, you get rid of Amari, and it's like your favorite player is Nolan. Man, he ain't it, bro. He can barely take a hit.
You talking about Noah, right? You talking about Noah Brown?
Noah, Noah. Yeah, he ain't it, bro. He's not that guy, bro.
Man, Noah Brown, this was his best game, though. He had 2 touchdowns, right? He had 2 of them, did he?
I still don't think he is, bro.
No. He ain't a household name now, but I see what they try to do. They try to they try to see whether or not they system is the system, and I'm quite sure.
I don't think he don't fit this system. What Kellen Moore is trying to do, and I think, like you say, at the end of this year, Kellen Moore got to go. He got to go. He got to go, bro.
In a positive fashion, Kellen Moore got to get him a job, man. We got to be rooting for him to get him a job somewhere and see what he. You know what I need to see though, fam, for real, Mark. I'm just being 1,000 with you, man. I need to know who Kellen Moore really is. I need to know who Dak Prescott really is. But I would never know if we still have the same pieces, right? We still have the same exact offense since 2007. I don't care how many people say this.
You should have got rid of when you got rid of Jason Geary.
Right.
Should have been walking out the door right along with him.
And we wouldn't be having this conversation. We'd be having another conversation. We'd be like, hey,
you know. But I think this game right here broke the camel's back. I believe that now you put more pressure on Dak. You got to go in here and whip Philly. I don't know who we playing next after Philly.
We said we played the Titans.
Yeah, so you gotta win. You gotta win these games. So you put a lot of pressure. Players are already getting hurt. So you put more pressure on these players. This game right here broke the back. And what's gonna happen is at the end of the season, we're gonna be out of the playoffs.
Man, I ain't finna speak that though. But what I'm gonna say is now, I ain't finna speak it. I ain't finna speak it, man. I ain't listening to you no more, man. I appreciate you. Let me hear you say it. Let me hear you say it, dog.
I love the Cowboys, bro, but this game right here, this game pissed me off.
I feel you, fam. Let me hear you say it though. Let me hear you say it before I let you roll, bro.
It's over, bro.
Oh, come on. You ain't gonna say I want to go. I ain't finna listen to it. No, I refuse. But I as a diehard Cowboy fan, as a fan, I just want to see my guy Dak Prescott without Kellen Moore. And I want to see Kellen Moore without Dak. And I know what we're going to talk about with Cooper Rush and all of those things, but I just need to see Kellen Moore go on to the sunset, right? And I need to see. Because I read somewhere that nobody mix old wine with new wine, right? I heard that you're supposed to get rid of everything when you start over. You don't supposed to mix in the old garment with the new garment, right? I wanted the Cowboys to do me one huge favor when they got rid of Jason Garrett, to just scrap it all off, the defense and the offense, but they kept one old cloth that I'm really not really fond of. And granted, the kid is still young, he's still developing, but I just don't want us to take the 1865 wine and then we take the 1995 wine and mix it together, right? Don't that do something to it? Don't that messes up the things? Don't that tarnish everything, ladies and gentlemen? And I don't think that you're gonna stitch on old garments with new garments, because you can see that part right there, that's from the old regime, right? And now you're mixing these things together, and I'm seeing little holes on his team, right? Even though we won 10 games, and since the return of Dak Prescott from his injury, the Cowboys are 6-2, but I have a little reservation, Look, Thomas said don't put new wine in the old wine skins, right? Because it's going to bust, right? Because of the expansion of the wine or what have you. But also, I believe from a winery, you don't want to mix the 1865 wine. Let me know if I'm wrong. You don't want to mix the aged wine with the new wine. Let me know if that's true, too. Two things can be true. Let me know. Yes, indeed. Let me know. Just a little bit, like I'm gonna get this. It's no longer 1865 or 1995. This bottle is the 1965, but also we poured in the 2022 wine in it. It gonna tear up some stuff in your stomach, right? From the 502, you're live.
What's up, Law?
What's good with you, man? Talk to me, man.
Yeah, I feel like we're playing against Murphy's Law in every game we play. Anything bad that happen will happen to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times we've had chip balls land in somebody else's hands. But I'll be honest, man, I ain't really upset about the game.
No,
I
man.
think it's actually going to take pressure off of that, because now you ain't got to worry about getting the number 1 seed, and we just go into the playoffs in a wild card and then see what we can do.
Right. No doubt, man. Appreciate you for calling in, man. Got a little static on your end, but appreciate you, man. Good call from him. All right, we got from the 518. You're live.
Yeah, Law. What's going on, buddy?
Talk to me, man. Yeah. Talk to me.
Cowboys defense is so overrated.
Ooh,
early in the season, you could play complementary football.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the way they playing, you got to score points, but they can't stop. They can't stop a nosebleed.
Yeah, you got to.
It. Last week they should have lost. Their defense can't stop nobody. You got callers talking about run the ball. They ran the ball 41 times and still lost.
Yep, you got to run with a purpose though. But keep going. Speak it though. You on a roll.
Before overtime, Law, they had ran the ball equal amount. In overtime, they passed it 7 or 8 times. So you got guys, you got to run the ball. No, they didn't run it. Overtime, they passed it 7 times. How they got the win? So people, stop, calm down. I'm 58 years old. Been a Cowboy fan since I was 7. Kellen Moore is the problem. That's getting some tip balls. But until the defense start playing like they did earlier in the year, we're going nowhere. Their defense got to step it up.
No doubt, man. Good call for you, man. Good call, man. Yeah, defense got to step it up. Here's the thing, though. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Because we pointed out the inconsistencies on our defense and offense and on our coaching staff. I don't like this at all. Let's listen to what they got. And they still live over there. But I don't like this at all, y'all. That's not good for us. I want to be angry, but I can't be mad. Because when it's facts, you got to be sitting back here.
He saw one-on-one.
Uh-huh.
Me personally, in that situation, I would like to have thrown the ball to Michael Gallup. And, just because I know how Michael Gallup plays the ball in the air.
All right, so they already talked about that. All right, I got my guy, Jake the Great. You're live, fam.
Yo, what's happening, Law? Jake the Great.
Nothing to it, Chief. Talk to me, man. What's on your heart?
Well, on my heart, Cowboys lost. There's a lot of blame to go around. Can give some to Dak Prescott. I can give some to Kellen Moore. And I want to lay some blame on Michael Parsons. I feel like he's too chattery. Shouldn't have never went on that podcast, opened his mouth on Philly. I believe in karma. That was bad karma for us. And it's trouble, man, because we already seen one boogeyman this year in Green Bay. Everything is setting up for us to see that boogeyman again. These next 3 games, it don't matter. Cowboy fans, if you talking about Philly, that game don't matter. We got to see the boogeyman in Tampa. It's how about them Cowboys, but all we got to do now is get ready to see that boogeyman Tom Brady in Tampa first round of the playoffs, and let's do it. But it's going to be a road game to the Super Bowl. 3 road games left in the season, 3 road games in the playoffs, and it's
Jake,
the boogeyman.
Jake, before you roll out of here with the boogeyman, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Within grabs, how many times did we have Trevor Law with a sack? At least 3 or 4 times, did you? Did you see that?
3 or 4. Oh, Law, you know what? Actually, things are going to get better because I hate to, hands up for LVE, but what you had asked for Parsons in the middle, I think we had a crowded linebacker room, and with the unfortunate injury of LVE, I think we'll get a better Michael Parsons because we'll be able to move him around, though. But we should have had that game. Terrible clock management. That game was over when the defense did their job, but we made it hard on ourselves. Now we have to go see the boogeyman.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, Jake. All right, so I'm trying to look at this game. I'm frustrated. Y'all just don't know. I'm really angry, and I already know my brother. He gonna be like bang bang, not a gang, and all of that. I know my brother. He probably got his minions in here in the chat now. There's all of a sudden following his page. Go to my brother page. He got the 49ers popping champagne bottles and drinking Hennessy and everything else after they done won and clinched their division, what have you. But I'm gonna tell you guys that team is consistent. If they're going to lose, they're going to lose in the Niners way, right? And if they're going to win, they're going to win in the Niners way. But the Cowboys, in multiple times, we losing games where we supposed to win, but there's no identity to the way we operate and win. It goes all the way back. It goes all the way back to scheme. It do. I got these next callers. I got DMV George, then I got Brandon, and then I got my man with the play at 100 grand. So DMV, man, help me out, man. What's on your heart, man? Talk to me.
Oh, what's up, Live? Nothing's good right now, I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
From the pressure to the basic things everybody's saying, I'm not gonna repeat everybody's saying, but I think this team, we have a bunch of losers on our team, and we have way too much faith in our team and these players, and we're not giving them help. You're leaving Kelvin Joseph on the island. You have faith in him, but he hasn't proven you anything. Nobody has proven anything on this team except Jason Peters because he had the Super Bowl. Everybody else are losers, including Dak Prescott. You are a loser. So all this all this false hope and stuff that we're getting is it's all behind nothing. We can talk about Mike McCarthy, Kellen Moore, and right. I believe Kellen Moore he's really irresponsible for losing this game. That's a 17-point lead, and you go play action back to back, and you throw a pick that's irresponsible play calling by not running the ball. That and not even just running the ball. I'm cool with passes like screens and stuff. You mentioned the 3rd and 10. We're seeing a lot of 3rd and longs, and it's from that play production on 1st and 2nd down. And Kellen Moore loves to talk about this. But since the Tampa Bay game, we haven't ran more than this is not a real stat, but I guarantee you we have not ran more than 5 wide receiver screens in one game besides that Tampa Bay game last year.
Yeah.
It's not. We have no offense. We can make that our identity, but Kellen Moore is collecting plays and bringing them out on Sunday in these scripts during the week. That's when we're game planning. He's bringing out these collection of plays that he found from some college teams
and we use them against. And we use them.
It's nothing uniform. The most consistency that I seen was when he called the on an overtime. He called the exact same play 3 times, right? It was the same formation. And what I won't kill him.
The wide side.
Right.
And then he has Tony Pollard motion. Like, I don't know where he got that from.
Like, where he get that from?
Identity. We only ran that this week. He installed that this week. We have never ran that.
Right. Now, do you buy into the fact that maybe he's saving some of those good plays for the playoff?
And I can see that, like, if you have a scheme and somebody's stopping you, right? But we don't. Nobody's stopping when we run because we don't run anything consistently.
Man,
like,
DMV.
Like,
yeah.
And that formation doesn't make sense because if you throw a screen pass, so we're running that on the left hash. If nobody knows, the hashes are about 5 yards apart from each other. If you're running on the left hash and you're throwing a screen, so that's 3 wide receiver stack, that ball has to travel about 20 yards in the air. So that ball, that ball will get picked off if it's not a run regardless. That formation doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that was the weirdest formation, and I got to go back and watch it on the all 22. But I promise you, from the broadcast view, that was enough. Like, I get what he's trying to do. Like, he's trying to throw a new wrinkle in there, but dude, that ain't working. And I know that they may look at themselves and say, okay, they down Jake Ferguson. I didn't even know that he didn't play today, but you don't scrap out everything far as you do from a philosophy standpoint, right?
Yeah.
Man, appreciate you for calling in. You're a good call, DMV. Yeah. And I want you guys to go back. When you're running a scheme and when you're running your system, it doesn't matter, right? It's like you don't bat, and I hate, with capital letters, man, I hate to mention this Niners team, but their quarterback went down. They ran the same scheme. Right? And everybody like, Jimmy Garoppolo is outlawed. The Niners going to be doomed. But they ran the same scheme. Debo went out. A third of y'all was all in my chat. Oh, Debo is out, y'all. You know, the Cowboys got an opportunity. And they continue to run their same scheme. You shouldn't be hurting yourself by the players. If you have your scheme, you run your scheme, right? I think that I, at the age of 40, can get out there and probably get 10, 11 yards, man, with the 49ers system, right? Alleyway in space, baby. Get me down in there, put me down as a running back. I make it still wiggle and give you a few yards because it's the scheme. But I for dog sure in the Cowboys system, in shotgun, I can't run out of that. You mean to tell me I got my offensive lineman, I'm not finna run behind those boys? You can't figure out a way to get the ball with Pulley, Tyler Smith, Zach Martin. You can't figure out a way to have a running game, to have Tony Pollard. What? Excuse me, let me ask y'all this. It is cap. Yeah, it is cap. You know, I'm 40. You know, I won't be able to do all of that. It hit me one time. And y'all already know what's going to happen. That long, man. That long nation. I just make sure I had the cleanest uniform. I have me a doggone mirror visor with the beard coming out. You know what I mean? And I be dressed up so sharp. They say, man, you better watch out for that dude. I'd have me some customized socks and everything. Man, they would be just... Y'all know how this thing goes, baby. All right, man. Y'all get ready, man, for my dog, man, for the 815. Brandon, you're live.
What's up, Long?
What you got for me, man?
I want you to stay right there where you was.
Hold on. Before you go further, we ain't judging Dak Prescott out of this game, right? It's not a playoff game.
I'm glad it's not a playoff game.
Yeah, it's not a playoff game.
I'm going to be consistent.
All right, go ahead.
This is who Dak is. I'm not putting stock into. Look, this loss means it took away our cushion. To me, this is who Dak is. Like when the pressures are on, Dak don't throw the interception. I'm gonna give Dak as much credit for this loss as y'all did
when we won last week on that 98-yard drive on the 111 and 1 team. 112 and 1 team now. That first interception was terrible. The second interception was, look, Noah Brown is who he is. And that could have tried to make the tackle, but he didn't. All I'm going to keep saying is, guys, one day we got to open our eyes and see what's going on. We lost this game because we buy into this Dak Prescott fanatic hype. Oh, he can throw us to win. Dude, no, stick to the formula. Like, we won those games with Cooper Rush running the ball, playing defense. We changed our plan because we buy into this thing. Dak Prescott is a really good quarterback, so he can throw. Why was we throwing the ball on 3rd and 10? Like, and then we threw a deep ball that was 10 yards out of bounds. Dak Prescott is who he is. The soonest guy.
Boy, you yoga flaming me now because, man, I was so hot. I'm trying not to cuss. I'm trying not to. But yeah, on 3rd, why would you go Hail Mary on 3rd and 10? Don't you know? Hey, fam. Don't you know, Brandon? Taking a sack would have been even better.
Taking a sack would have been way better.
Way better.
The clock. Y'all tell me that he changes plays at the line of scrimmage. That's so smart. Bro, take the sack.
Let me tell you something else, Brandon. I got to say this too, man. Even, believe it or not, y'all, I know that I might get crucified from people that don't understand football. But even if they ran a play, and let's say if Dak threw the ball, it was in the middle of the field and it was picked off, that, my friend, would have been a better play. Even though, if you're going to go deep, if you throw it in the middle of the field, it's like punting, right? 3rd and 10, it would have been like punting as long as you don't run it back. But what I'm saying is that when you threw that deep ball on the outside, like you said, 10 yards out of bounds, to Noah Brown on 3rd and 10, I said, man, what is going on? That is not football, but keep it going.
Let me please make this point because I think this is a point. I hate what they're doing to this defense. What the Spirit these callers doing and what you was playing from DallasCowboys.com. The offense scored 13 points in the second half. Guess what? Dak Prescott gave up 13 points. Y'all do the math. You do the math. Anybody do the math.
Man.
Dak Prescott. And on top of that, we got 3 times. We took the ball away 3 times.
We did.
What else did you want the defense to do? You got to stop in overtime.
Yeah.
What else do you want
that.
the defense to do? At some point, Dak got to be held responsible. I know you Dak fans hate that.
Man, I hate that you got some good points on this one. But I appreciate you though, Brandon. I thank you for your call there. Let me know. Let me hear you say it though, huh? Let me hear you say it.
Hey, how about them Cowboys? That we need this win.
No doubt, man. That's Brandon. Oh, man, if there's anybody that can just figure out a way to win the Super Bowl, man, and win multiple games, will be Dak Prescott, so he can just hush up a third of the Cowboys and hush up Shay Sharp, Shannon Smith, or Stephen A. Smith. I said Shannon Smith, and Bart Scott and all of those boys, and whoever's just going to give everybody heat that's going into their office on Monday. You know, some people going to call in like, I'm coming down with something, man. I'm going to take my holiday time off for this week. You know, some people ain't going to show up to work Monday because I get it. Everybody loves when the Cowboys lose. They love it. You know, they be ready for you. From the 100 grand, my man with the plan.
Listen, man. Everybody loved Dak Prescott when he throw the ball between 2 defenders and the guy catch the ball for first downs and he spins out and gets touched and throws for a touchdown pass.
Yeah.
Everybody loved, except for the last call. I don't even know why he on the show, dog. Like he just the last caller. I don't even know what's up with him. He ain't no Cowboys fan. He just a Dak hater. Real talk. I'm keeping it 100.
Keep.
He don't like it. That's what it is. But I'm just being. He don't like the Cowboys. He just hates. Take Dak Prescott off the team.
No. From that perspective.
You the last caller. You know what? I don't know his name.
Brandon.
I don't even care. But I'm keeping it real. He is Dak Prescott hater. He's a Dak Prescott hater. Let's keep it real. If the ball hits your hand, ain't you supposed to catch it?
Noah Brown's supposed to catch it off for that fourth quarter, overtime.
Hits your hand, ain't you supposed to catch it, Law?
Yeah, you supposed to catch
it. If I throw you a perfect ball and you don't catch it, and it bounce off your hand, whose fault is that?
That is my friend, the DB. The wide receiver fault. But I get what you said. I do get what you said. But man, look, 100. I know you got to keep it 100.
I am.
But you know, I'll be the only person on the planet just still fighting for that, right?
Right. You the only one. Everybody else, that's Dak Prescott's fault, man. That's Dak Prescott's fault. That's what everybody is saying. You feel what I'm saying? And these dudes, especially him, hating on Dak Prescott, talking about, oh, it's Dak Prescott's fault.
Get it. But here's what's going on in the Bengals?
Watching the Bengals game
man, what's going on?
You see Tom Brady looking like stir-fried garbage out there. He won't come on his platform and say, man, Tom Brady garbage. Because according to him, Tom Brady great. It ain't his fault. That's what he'll say. But because he don't like Dak Prescott, it's Dak Prescott's fault they got 34 points. It's Dak Prescott's fault this and that and the third. Tom Brady playing like stir fry.
Stir fry with the shrimps?
No. Stir fry with the oodles and noodles.
Oh, the lo mein over here. The lo mein over here. Now, let me ask you: did Torrey do it or Kelsey did it? Who did it? Who shot big, man?
I don't know if they're out of that. But I tell you what, Torrey's a bad boy, though. Hey, Ray J
ain't got nothing on Tory Lane, baby. I say, God, dog, Tory Lane, that brother, he supposed to be part of the bald-headed community. That joker got a full fade and he knocking off everything.
Knocking off everybody.
That boy, hell, man. Hey, he's supposed to shot the gun, but none of his fingerprints on it is only fingerprints of a female. Well, shoot, it was only one other person down.
Thank you. Exactly.
Inconclusive evidence, baby. The absence of evidence is the absence of evidence.
That boy about to get off.
Simply because you don't have evidence that something does exist does not mean that you have evidence that something doesn't exist. What I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are but there's also unknown unknowns. Things we don't know that we don't know.
Yes, indeed, boy. Hey.
But is it true if Washington wins, we clinch the playoff spot?
Oh yeah.
If the Giants win, is it the Giants? The Giants got to beat Washington.
Oh, let me see, man. And let me see what we got here. Let me see how it goes if who play right now. They don't play to late.
Nah, they don't play to the night. They play at 8:00. That's what I'm saying.
Somebody, y'all let us know, man, how the ruling goes, man.
I think I heard that. If the Giants beat Washington, then we catch a playoff spot.
How did that go? Yeah, y'all break down that math for me, man. One other point before I let you go, man.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you don't got no other point?
Oh, I thought you had a point.
No. What you got, man, before I let you go? We got four.
But you know, I like the loss. I like the adversity. I don't want to go into the playoffs blowing everybody out. Then we ain't face no adversity. Then we get into the playoffs, and it's like, man, I like this, man. You going into the playoffs. We can't take no teams lightly. Let's go. You know what I mean? I like this, man. I like this.
Our biggest recipe would be us being like the 07 Giants or something. You know, just get in.
And then, exactly. Under the hunt, everybody counting us out. I like us in that role. I like where the Eagles at. Flying high. They can't be beat. You know what I'm saying? They all happy. They expected to win the Super Bowl. Then they get punched in the mouth. You feel what
No
I'm saying?
doubt,
Because
man.
Jalen Hurts, I heard Jalen Hurts played like stir fly too. And my man that was before me ain't say nothing about Jalen Hurts throwing 2 interceptions today, and they played a terrible game too. Keep it 100, man. You a Dak Prescott hater, man.
Let me hear you say it, fam.
100 grand, by the way.
Well, let me hear you say 100. How about the Cowboys, man?
Cowboys.
Yes, indeed, man. Boy, don't nobody get other people, man, like Brandon, man. Brandon, appreciate my guy, though, man. Appreciate my guy 100 grand, too. Why is Dak even throwing to Noah in traffic with the game on the line? Noah is the 5th string wide receiver. Can't get everyone paid, you know. I appreciate you, man. Look, man, I can't dog Noah, man, as much as I want to, man. He had one of his best games, but at the end of the day, you know, he had that ball to hit off his head. But I can challenge you guys that we should have ran the ball, man. We should have ran the ball, and on that 3rd and 10, what was going on? Hail Mary, 3rd and 10. Coach Marv, Lord, please take my call. Please let me in. Open it up again. Y'all let me know. Should I open it up again for Coach? I got a lot of people in here, Coach. But I'm going to open it up for you, man, because you coach, man. And thank you for your support, man. But Tyreek, you're live.
The conference has been unlocked.
What's going on, love?
Nothing to it, man. What's going on, man? Talk to me, man.
What's going on, Cowboy Nation? Hey, man, a loss is a loss, man. My thing is, man, I'm not about to sit here and point my finger directly at Dak Prescott. Yeah, he messed up today, but at the same time, the biggest people that messed up is the Jones family, because they're not allowing Mike McCarthy to do his job with his offensive coordinator, and as far as yanking this dude chain when he's getting out of hand with his bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't mean to cuss on the show.
No, you're
like
good.
that.
You're good.
But that dude, yo, man, they need to stuff him in the locker or something, because this dude is on some BS, man. But I look at it like this, man. We lost Leighton Vander Esch early in the game. That was the big thing, you know. And you know how I get on LV.
Right. Yeah, I know, man.
But he been playing decent the last couple of weeks. So, you know, maybe that Dan Quinn has to switch it up, man. He has to get more aggressive in his play calling too, and switch some of these players around. Micah might not need to come off the edge like that so much anymore. He might need to get.
Here's my thoughts on this, man. Tyreek, this is my thoughts on Parsons. I'm tired, man. I don't want him to be an edge guy no more. I don't. I want him to learn linebacker. I want him to be a linebacker. And if the Cowboys want an edge guy, they go draft an edge guy next season or what have you, or elevate Sam Williams just to be that edge guy in D-Law. And if you want to use Parsons up the middle sometimes to blitz through the A or B gap, do that. But I don't want him on the edge on a consistent basis. It's just too much for him. I want him to learn just linebacker. Just learn linebacker. Hook the flat, be that guy.
The baddest move we made was let what's his name go? After he came off an injury.
Damone Clark. Yeah.
Not Damone Clark. I'm talking about the edge. I'm talking about my man we got from the Jets. We picked him up, gave him a 2-year deal, and then we gonna cut him for ball.
Bash him. We shouldn't have let Basham go, because you need people like Basham going into the playoffs. You know what I'm saying, for that longer run. Even if they'd have tried to sneak him on the practice squad or put him on IR for a couple games or something like that. Well, he was on IR. But they should have found a way to try to keep that dude, because he was playing good before he got hurt. Oh, yeah, Basham was that dude, man. We'll see him. We'll see him in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
if
man.
He's gonna make the team.
I didn't like the fact that we keep making Parker Parsons. We taking him out of the game ourselves by just keep rushing him off the edge like that. Parsons should be a piece that we put like
put it like this. Put it like this. And I know this may sound crass, but if you had Parsons on that wheel route against Christian Kirk, I think Parsons might have had his first interception, right? Instead it was Barr, right? So I just want to use Parsons as he's so doggone athletic. The Cowboys, yeah. So the Cowboys, he's queen
He's
to
the
make a
queen
mic,
on the
man.
board, and they ain't using him like the queen no more. We used him like the queen last year, and they're not using him like the queen this year, and that's messing the rhythm and the for these guys to get fired up on defense, man. It's like, I'm not feeling that, man. You don't take your best player out of the game. You let the other team try to take your best player out of the game.
Yeah.
That's my point about that on defense. And Dan Quinn, he has to step it up too, man. He really do have to step it up, man. And this offensive play calling, I think Jerry and them need to take the handcuffs off of Mike McCarthy and let him coach the team the rest of the way how he sees fit. Now, if we lose because of something Mike McCarthy did, I can live with that. But this Kellen Moore stuff, when in tight games and playoff games, for him to keep losing the same damn way, man, it's unacceptable, man. And Dak shares blame in that too.
No doubt, man. Tyreek, appreciate you, man. Let me let these other callers in here, man. They've been waiting. Appreciate you, man.
But I ain't mad at Dak, man. So let's stay positive, people. Peace.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, man. All right, I'm gonna try to reach out super chats, man, before I let the other caller on. But man, oh man, let me see where we at. Somebody said, read my super chat. Duck says fumble recovery with 1 minute and 26 seconds and 26 seconds on the clock. Later, the Jags had it. Wow, that was a good one. 1 minute and 20. Look, this is what he said. Duck said we had a fumble recovery with 1 minute and 26 seconds left on the clock. And 13 seconds later, the Jags had it. That my friend, I'm going to go back. I trust you, but I need to verify. Let me go. Toot says go to 105. Let me see.
Different in pass pro against y'all that's causing that?
I mean, like I said, we're not getting traditional looks. Obviously, way more chips.
I got you too. Appreciate you.
Faster. There's not a lot of drop back, more play action. Boot passes that's being thrown on. If they are, they're quicker passes. So obviously, it's a lot more quick game against us than if you were to look at any other game where there's more drop back, more things like that. So I mean, it's tough, but I mean, if you look at the film, we're getting different game plans. So we got to expect that and change our game plan.
Shout out to you, C. Burles.
Shown some improvement there in recent games. What would you make of? Seemed to be a step back today.
We gotta get back to the basics. We can't afford to get complacent this time of year. We gotta.
Who that is talking?
Our gaps. Do everything.
Is that Parsons?
Right and tackle better. We gotta tackle. A lot of missed tackles. But one thing about it, just I'm not type to come up here and make no excuses. I just say we just gotta get better. No excuse mentality. We got to fix our F-ups and, just go from there.
How did Leighton in the first drive? What does he mean to this defense, to you personally?
Yeah, Leighton means a lot to me, and obviously the team. Leighton, he's an energy builder. I mean, he's a hard. He goes after the ball. He's hard, plays hard. He plays one of the hardest. He's one of the hardest guys I ever played with in my life. I mean, his energy, his effort is all contagious. So hopefully we can get Leighton back real soon. I know he's all good, and I can't wait to see him ball out next week.
What do you think the key is to getting to that spot where you want to be before the playoffs over these next few weeks?
We got to learn from these mistakes, and then we got to not repeat the same mistakes and play clean football, complementary football. We got to do better. We got to get off the field, and we can't afford to give up the explosive plays.
There is Micah Parsons after today's game. And don't worry, we'll have more post-game reaction on the Specs post-game show coming up on the flagship 105.3 The Fan with Kevin Gray and Chris Arnold. So if you're waiting on hold, don't worry. Stay on hold, and they'll continue to take your calls.
Man, I can't wait. Chris Arnold knows boys, man. Boy, all right, let me lock it back up. I think Coach Marv is in there now, right? All right, we're going to lock it up, and we're going to make sure we get – if you already called in, don't stay hang around because I don't want to double y'all up, man. All right, so we're gonna lock it up in another minute or so. But I got Aaron. You're live, dog.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, man, you live, man. Yeah. You good?
All right, man, check this out. Tough loss, but, I think it's going to help us for when we play the Eagles. But one positive thing, we did good on penalties.
Hey, if he did good on penalties, we won the time of possession.
That's the flip side right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, it sucks. We ran the ball. I'll tell you what. T.Y. Hilton would have caught that ball in overtime.
Oh yeah.
The conference has been locked.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, you still had to lock it up, man. That line longer than Shaq feet, man.
Yeah, T.Y. Hilton would have caught that ball.
Yeah.
Defense as a whole, I would say it was more of the rookies because that's what we got playing as corners is rookies.
Mm-hmm.
Deron Bland stepped up and did his thing.
Yeah.
Mainly it was just Kelvin Joseph. Is like, I mean,
how many games did we win after we lost to Green Bay? How many games we went on a winning spree on? You got that in front of you?
Nah, I don't. But
okay. Somebody in chat, y'all help me out.
Missing LVE, yeah, that was a huge piece.
Yeah.
On our defense. I mean, it was just a tough loss. I feel like we're gonna bounce back. We're gonna make it to the playoffs regardless. We just got. I know losing is hard.
It is, man.
It is. It is hard, but how do you respond? That makes it. But that pretty much says who you are.
Wow.
Go back.
Hey, here what they got, Aaron. They said we won 5 games since they Green Bay, right? So that will put us, if we had that mindset, we could win these next 3, and then we win 2 more. That's 2 playoff games right there. So let's go, man. That's a level of positivity that we need, man.
Come on now.
Come on with it. Come on with it.
Bro. We did.
Yeah.
How about some Cowboys?
Yes, indeed, man. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, so is it 4 or 5? How many games we win since if it's 4, still, I mean, we won 1 playoff game, Come on. So we got 3 games. Yeah, we are 3 games back. We got 3. Look, being the number 1 seed is almost like a curse now. You know what I'm saying? Can somebody let us know who was the number 1 seed last year and what happened to them? Right? And when the Cowboys were the number 1 seed, y'all let us know what happened to us, right? That number 1 seed sometimes can be a curse. It can be a curse. It can be a curse. When the last time the number 1 seed won the Super Bowl? Y'all, come on, let me know. Come on, y'all. Y'all help me out. You're positive with that loss. This is Lamont, man. I'm trying, man. Leave me alone, Lamont. All right, man. Let me see. I got my guy. We're going to try to get everybody in here, man. My dog, man, I know he's going to bring some positivity to the table, man. My brother from another mother. Scott, you're live.
Hey, what's up, Long? What's going on, baby boy?
Hey, man, all is well, man. See, hey, I didn't cuss. I didn't swear. You know what I'm saying? You can play this back to your preacher now. You know what I'm saying? You play it back to the Rams. Say, yeah, Law's back, baby.
You ain't swear, but you sure only answer my text about coming up to Dallas, though. You ain't saying nothing about that, dog. I will be there next week for the Philly game.
For the Philly game? Okay.
Yeah, I got my ticket there. Yeah, I'll be in Dallas this coming Friday, man.
Okay, good. Good. All right, cool. Let's meet up let's see if I can meet up something like on a Friday or Saturday,
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah. I got a side piece I'm trying to meet up with. But anyway, never mind.
I'm going to call Nashawn Wright, too, man, and see if he can come out, see if he can come out, too, man,
Listen, but all of us in here, got to know when the schedule came open, we said we're going to be 10-4, 12-5, yada, yada, yada. But what I want to ask everybody, what games or what teams did we expect to lose to get that 12-5? We got to lose something. I'm not worried about this. We lost the game. Okay, great. We didn't lose it the way that we thought. I mean, is there a certain way to lose? Because I thought when you lose, you just lose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We went on a 4-game winning streak. Lost this one. I kind of had them in the back of my mind that we was going to lose to the Jags. They scrappy. They fight for a playoff spot. I kind of figured that.
Yeah.
Now we can go to the field. We're going to the field with a different mindset. You know what I'm saying? And beat these boys. Number 2, we kind of overlooking the fact that CeeDee Lamb got over 1,000 yards this season. We ain't saying nothing.
Oh, wow, man. What he got, man? What he got on the table, man? Pull up CeeDee Lamb stuff. Over 1,000.
He only needed 30 yards to get it today.
Okay.
He got well over that, 26 yards a day. So CD, he's filling in that number 1 spot. You know what I'm saying? And Amari Cooper, I'm going to break them up. I heard one caller say, that don't throw people open. That don't throw people open. Bro, he does. But understand this. When you took away that real number one that draws attention from the other receivers, dude, it's hard to get open when they haven't been the number one any other time. I mean, I understand Noah Brown showed us some spurts in the beginning of the season, and he did very well today. But, baby boy, when I was a little kid,
right,
and they threw that in my stomach, they say, baby, if it touch any part of your body, catch the ball.
Yeah.
Stop it. I mean, honestly, look, Dak had one bad play today with that first interception. But that right there, I looked at it again, it hit the dude right in the hands. You got to catch that.
Man, it hurt. That pick six hurt, man.
Yeah, I honestly thought when we got that fumble, that was game.
Yeah, I thought for sure we all we needed was a first down, or we were gonna burn out all of their timeouts, and that none of that happened.
Yeah, none of that happened, man. But here's the thing, though. We got a huge game next week. We got 3 more games left. I never saw us winning 9 games straight going into the playoffs to win the Super Bowl. So let's take this loss, lick our wounds. I mean, I don't understand. 1 minute we praising our team, then we lose. Then you want to get rid of that, get rid of this. I've been reading the chats. I'm like, you guys are crazy. But yeah, you say, we're going to be 12-4. Well, dummy, don't you know you got to lose games to be 12-4?
Yeah.
Yeah,
true
dog.
that.
I'm like, oh, man. But it's okay, though. We're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. Like you said, we're going to win a playoff game or 2 or the Super Bowl.
So you predicting we 13-4, right? You know, that's what you predicting then, huh?
Said we're going to go back to being 12-5 or 13, and we almost there. So I mean,
yeah, we almost there. You ain't lying. Appreciate you so much, Scott. Let me hear you say it, man.
How about them Alabama Cowboys, baby? I'll see you on Friday.
See you Friday, man. All right, bro. That's a good call from him. All right, let me in. Get a point out, Stelios. I got you. You next. Derek Harris says, if Kellen Moore keeps trying to run out of shotgun formations, I'm going to lose my mind. This dude don't know how to set up plays. Shaking my head. Don't you know pass block win rate? We are the worst in the National Football League, and we try to run out of passing, out of shotgun. To me, if we do that, I've seen whereas Zeke, he was trying to scamper to get that first, to run the ball, and it ended up being like, it was like he lost 2 yards. I think it was like 2nd and 3. Then he ended up losing 2 yards, put him back, or it could have been something of that. It was 2nd and 5. It was 2nd and 5, and then they tried to run it out of shotgun, and then it ended up being 3rd and 7. Everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, Tupac, and Biggie know that you're going to pass it. Now it's 3rd and 7. We need to stop being. That's what I'm talking about. Whereas that's our issues with this team. And I get it. We want Dak Prescott to make the 3rd and 7 plays, but hey, man, a few of those plays, man, came off of 3rd and long. Mary Long, 36, their QB, had 300 yards passing, a running back with 100 yards, a wide receiver with 100 yards, and a second wide receiver with 90. I believe we're going to beat the Eagles, though. Yeah, I appreciate you. I appreciate you for that. Come on with it. From the 520, you're live.
Hey, boy.
What's good with you?
Keep me waiting all this long. Okay. Question, statement, and a point.
Okay.
The question is, would you rather be 10-4 or 4-10?
Oh, man, I'd rather be 10-4.
There you go. Point. Brian Broaddus used to be a scout, right?
True.
So ask this fool, where in the blue hell does he see where Gallup and Noah Brown can separate from the defender?
Oh, no.
Anywhere in their resume.
No way.
He's a scout. He should know that.
Yeah.
So defend that statement. Kelvin Joseph ain't no Anthony Brown.
Okay.
But he got burnt twice. Anthony Brown don't get burnt twice.
He get more
he
one
burnt once, and then that's it. Kelvin Joseph needs to be on the bench and need to put Nation Wright in there. I'm done. I'm out.
Appreciate your great points.
How about them Cowboys? We still them boys.
Stelios, man, that's my guy right there. Oh my goodness, man. Great points, man. Great points, man. All right, man. For the 281, you're live, my dog. Talk to me, man.
Hey, what's going on, Law?
Nothing to it. Talk to me, man.
I tell you, man, I was in disbelief in overtime when I saw that tip ball get taken back to the house. I was in disbelief. The up 17 points, right? 17-point lead, and the Jacksonville Jaguars started their comeback against the guy I told you on Tuesday I didn't even think should be on the team, Kelvin Joseph. And he gets beat on the double move. They get in the end zone quick, and then they pin us deep in their own territory.
Right.
And then Prescott throws his interception right on time.
Oh,
his
yeah.
interceptions are always perfect timing.
Oh, my God.
And so Jaguars have a short field. They throw it to the guy that Joseph is defending on 3rd and goal from the 10. It's a 3-point game. You know what I mean? Well, I know we picked up Trayvon Mullins, and we need to put him on the fast track to start.
Well, here's the thing with Trayvon Mullins, and I disagree with Brian Broaders when he said he was horrible in Raiders. I think that he probably when he do his scouting report again, he's going to say, hey, I was wrong on Trayvon Mullins. He was solid in Raiders land. It was a lot of people from the Raiders community that was really frustrated and angry that they let him go for a 7th-round draft pick. And the only reason why the Cards let him go, he wasn't having like a spectacular season with the Cardinals, but the only reason why they let him go was if he were to stay on that roster for more than 10 games, it would have been elevated to a 6th-round or 5th or 6th-round draft pick. So it was good that the Cards let him go and the Cowboys scooped him up off of waivers. So it could be a blessing in disguise for us, though, believe it or not.
Yes, I know it is. We need to get him on the field sooner than later because Joseph and Nation Wright are both horrible. I'm sorry, they're just not pro-level corners. Maybe later, in a few more seasons, but I seriously doubt that then. And then on top of that, Prescott, last week in the press conference, whenever they told him that since he, came back from the injury that he led the NFL in interceptions,
right?
He was surprised, and he said that he was going to continue being aggressive because he knows he's that good.
I heard him say that in the presser. Yep. Go ahead.
I know, and that scares the shit out of me because he is not that good. He cannot thread the needle. Every once in a while, he'll drop one in the bucket. But he is a great game manager. We cannot win it on his arm. And
that speaks volumes. That speaks volumes there, man. I appreciate you so much, man. One more point before I let you go.
That's about it. Today, the Cowboys do not deserve how about them Cowboys? I can say that much. They need to, go back to the drawing board if they want to make any kind of waves this season.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you. That's good, man. Charles in charge, man. Great call from him. My thing is now here's my stance on this Dak Prescott thing, because I get a lot of people who perceive to think that either I'm a Dak Prescott apologist or I can't stand Dak Prescott. I look at Dak Prescott total game and I look at him as 24 to 27 attempts. That's where I want him at. And on top of that, I want him to thrive in a system where we run the ball first, bootleg this man, roll him out this man, run, play, throw off play actions. I've seen this kid needle the ball on that fade ball. You can't really talk bad about Dak Prescott few passes. But it's the forcing of the ball that gets me angry and upset when he's trying to force things into tight coverages. And Dak Prescott could benefit from a wide receiver that catches the ball when it hit the hands, right? He can benefit literally from like a DeAndre Hopkins type of wide receiver, right? And we've seen like CeeDee Lamb, he's doing a remarkable job. I love what CeeDee did in this game. I just wish that Dak Prescott, if in a pinch on 3rd downs, find you a bread and butter. We know for sure Schultz is one of the bread and butter. But find you another guy. Find that man. Could it be C.D. Lamb? Could it be somebody else? I need to have a sure hands catcher because we all know back in the days that Jay Novacek was going to get is either Jay Novacek or the playmaker on third down. And we knew even if you want to utilize Tom Brady, we knew Gronk was going to get the ball. We just knew it. We just knew it. All right, so let's move on. I got MJ, and then I got Coach Marv, and then we're going to rock with everybody else. Glenn Law, it will be the third person. But I appreciate y'all. MJ, you're live.
What up, Law?
What's good, man? Talk to me, Chief.
Oh, man. Just another loss. My game plan is the team lost, pitiful.
True.
Coaching, everything, the whole everything.
Right.
It's the mess up. What the Cowboys need to do, Law, they better play that big boy who we just picked up. I'm telling you, they don't play him, we're gonna keep losing.
Which one you talking about, Chief?
The big guy we just got.
Oh, Anthony Rush.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Size do matter.
Still a good cover guy. That
Yeah.
can cover.
Yeah.
Put him at corner, and then stop hating Dan Quinn and play them young boys linebacker. Don't be playing them old dudes no more. The old is out. Out with the old, in with the new.
Yeah, true that.
And put, and like you say, put Parsons back at linebacker with them young boys, and then you can wreak havoc.
Yeah, Parsons back at linebacker. You got Clark Parsons, and then if LVE is still hurt, you will have Clark Parsons, and who will be Jabril Cox.
Yeah.
And then
That's your start.
And then you rotate. Bar in or what have you. I think that ultimately brings speed to the table. And if you look back at it and stop getting killed, you just still solidify. Look. You just need big boys inside, right? So you got Big Bo, 330, 340, whatever he is, and then you move in Anthony Rush. He's 361 pounds, 6'5". So yeah, you will have that and say, hey, get in the way. I'm not looking for you guys to get sacks. I'm just looking for you guys to clog the lanes. I got speed on the field with Clark Parsons and as well as with Jabril Cox. I think that would be a better lineup unless LVE come back and then you can still rotate that situation. But outside of that, yeah, you're right.
And then Marlon, I'm going to tell y'all, just like Law said, I watched the film on the guy. Only reason why they got rid of him because they didn't want to give up the fourth and fifth. Thank you. Like me and Law said, thank you, Cardinals. That's your starting corner. And it's going to be better. Watch what happens. All you Cowboy fans, if they play the lineup I just say, now you're going to have a powerful defense. Because right now, excuse my French, the Cowboy defense is doo-doo. So you do not let no Jaguar team come back from 17 down. I don't care who you. If you want to be elite, even though our quarterback throws 15 interceptions, if you want to be like the Baltimore Ravens and that Tampa Bay defense and that Dallas defense when we went to the Super Bowl, they would stop a team making them kick field goals. They would not give up no touchdown, and they would still win.
Yes, indeed.
The Cowboy defense is not there yet. The Cowboy defense right now.
But just to say this, on offense, the offense got to complement the defense. And if this was the 2000 Ravens? 2000 Ravens?
Yeah.
On 3rd and 10, on 3rd and 10, Trent Dilfer would have went back to Priest Holmes or Jamal Lewis to run I slam or something like that. They would have got 3 or 4 yards, and they would have said, you know what? It was time for us to just punt it away. And you know how that goes, man. I appreciate you, MJ.
And then one more.
Talk to me.
I want to say one more to the fans. The turning point really of the game, if y'all Cowboy fans ain't watching, that mean y'all not watching football because ain't nobody said it. Up 21-7.
2017.
21-10.
2017.
We got an interception with a minute left. And we was in their territory, and we run stupid plays and had to punt the ball away. We should have went down and scored.
No, I thought we did. I thought. You talking about when we scored? It was 24-10. We got the interception
before halftime.
Before half.
We got the interception before halftime.
I thought we wanted to turn that into 3 points.
Oh yeah, we should. Yeah, you're right. We should have got 7.
Yeah, we should have got 7 instead of 3 off of the turnover. But I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
And all I said, how about the cowgirl?
Nah, man, wait a minute. Get off my phone, man. Come on, man. How you gonna slip that? How you gonna call us cowgirls? Come on, man. Come on, man. Next time you call in, I'm gonna have some words for you, MJ. Coach Mar, man, you live.
What's going on, Law? I appreciate it, man. Look, I'm gonna be quick, man. Listen here, man. I'm hotter than fish grease, right?
I know you are, Coach, especially from a coaching philosophy, man.
Yeah, for the last after the turnover was coaching malpractice 101, and I just listened to the Mike Carthy interview. I don't know if you listened to that.
A little bit of it, yeah.
Let me tell Cowboy fans this, and I'm telling you this, Law.
Yeah, talk to me.
McCarthy is not the leader of men that we need to win this championship.
I remember you saying that.
And I have tried. To get, but when you get up there and you really emphasize that we got so many injuries and you just making excuses for poor play. At this time of the year, you can't talk about, oh man, when we got some guys hurt. This guy got hurt. There was no top players that were hurt on your team. We talking about how we dealing with the injury bug right now. You replace the injured guys with Hall of Famers. So just don't use that and give this young team. I said this before, and I keep saying it again and again. This team needs to be shown how to win a championship. They need to be led, and they cannot be led by the guys on the field that hadn't even won. He has to take the reins of this team, and he has to be a dictator at this time because he has to run a tight ship of how they going to get to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So all this distractions about, we worried about, we having interviews about who is the MVP and what makes another guy. He should have came down hard on that.
Yeah.
Because you got to earn the right to be able to talk. And the way you earn the right is get the jury on your hand. And then you can talk about anybody you want to.
And you know what? The old dog that went through that, he said in an interview, 105.3 The Fan, I was on vacation mode, right? But his name was D-Law. He said, yeah, me and Parsons had that talk. And he said, we just not going to speak no more on the Eagles, whether it's good or bad, right? But Law had to learn. Law had to learn from trial and error about talking. And now, and I'm not throwing any shade at my guy Parsons. Just play ball. Just play ball. But you speaking facts,
I'm going to say something about Parsons. I want to get to this Parsons thing.
Talk to me, man.
Listen, let me tell you something, man. Parsons is a great pass rusher from the edge. As an edge rusher, is he better than Bosa? No.
Two different players, yeah.
That's right. And Bosa is the ultimate at his job. But Bosa, that's his job.
That's his job.
Responsibility on the team. Parsons' responsibility on this team has to be much wider. And I would tell this about this defense. Law, tell me where you have seen a great, great defense that hadn't had an impact linebacker.
Oh, Coach. Ooh.
And we don't have one.
And here's the thing, though, Coach. Here's the thing. I don't want you guys to fall into the traps of looking at what Parsons doing because a linebacker don't supposed to get a sack every game. You know, so what we're doing is we converting that linebacker into the pool of Bosa, right? Of wanting this guy to get sacks every game. You know, from this base 4-3 defense, if we was a different kind of caliber defense, there'll be a different story. That is one of the biggest Achilles of this team. Is comparisons, number one, and number two is misusing of your defensive personnel.
And we don't attack. And when I'm saying people when they don't understand what I'm talking about, impact linebackers.
Get them.
What teams are doing for us, we don't have the ability to attack from inside out. When we play Hurst this week, our ability to attack from inside out with the speed of Parsons and let him be involved in every play, not just some plays, as well as in our pass coverage. Law, tell me how many times our linebackers have tipped the ball or even came close to interceptions this year.
Not many, man. Not many.
So this is what I'm saying. That level of the field, right, is the Achilles heel for us. And now teams are not letting Parsons participate in everything, and teams are now got his moves down, and it's making it harder for him to get to the quarterback. But if we bring him from different positions that you can't prepare for him, it will give this defense a spot that it needs. But before all of that, we got to stop. Listen to that interview, Law. I want you to go. I know you'll go back and listen to it.
I'm going to.
Listen to that interview and tell me, is that a leader of men after this game?
No, I'm going to go back and re-listen. I appreciate you, Coach Marv. And what we're saying, ladies and gentlemen, Parsons is far from trash. I think that he's still generational, right? I think that his talent level is still phenomenal. But it's how you use said talent. I can't go get Dion Prime and then I'm going to say I'm only going to play him at safety because I think that he can control the entire field, right? No, I use Prime and I'm going to put him at DB and say he's going to shut down the field on one side, right? I can't say, well, since Prime is a 4-2-5 guy, 4-2-9 guy, then I'm going to use him as slot so he can blitz off the edge and get to the quarterback. There's nobody faster than him. No, right? Are we speaking from the same hymn? Are we speaking from the same hymn, Coach?
No, I want them to say, I don't want people to think I'm on Parsons either.
Right.
I want Parsons to be generational, which he can be. But put him on the edge, he's not generational. We done seen that before.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you, Coach Marv, man. Thank you for calling in.
All right, love.
Yes, indeed. And this is just us talking football, man. I think the world of Parsons. If I had to do the 2021 draft all over again, I'm picking Parsons again. I'm doing the same odds of me picking Parsons again. I would not dismiss Parsons' capabilities. And when you think about it, the terminology of most valuable player is not a collective. I know they turn it into a political thing, right? But when you look up the terminology of the most valuable player, is what type of interest this guy brings to the table if he don't perform up to level. And if he do perform up to level, how valuable is he? But people done turn the most valuable player into a stat game. Most valuable player to me on the defense is Parsons. Anytime that you will have, like, look back at the Texans game, he had literally four guys. He accounted for four guys. So we need to learn how to utilize and scheme around that. Not crucify the man for that, right? If you guys get what I'm saying, right? I hope you guys get what I'm saying with this whole Parsons thing. I think Brian Baldinger, he broke down that play, right? Like, let's listen to this right quick.
Not many games that Micah Parsons doesn't affect the quarterback. Doesn't get a hit, doesn't get a sack, doesn't really affect it. Now, in the first half,
look at this.
Texans were ready for Micah Parsons. No matter where he lined up. Ogunbowale right there is going to chip him. Knock him into the middle right here. This is a slide and a chip. I mean, you don't get this very often, but you got 4-on-2.
4!
They were going to not let Micah Parsons affect the quarterback, whoever was playing right there.
So if you guys don't think that the opposing team is not trying to figure out a way to slow down and stop Parsons. I got land on the moon for sale. You know, Airbnb, you know, but that is what teams are doing. That's valuable. We're just not capitalizing off it. And that play, the way Parsons is playing is too predetermined. If he's on that side of the field and they got 4 guys to account for him, how much more confusing would it be if you had Parsons just at Mike? Let me know if I'm wrong. Glenn Law, man, you're live from the 202, man. Talk to me.
Hey, what's good, Law? Great show as usual, and I got to totally agree with what you guys are saying on the Parsons tip. It's and I think Dan Quinn sees the problem, and that's why he's trying to move him around a little bit more. Yeah. So I am seeing a little bit of an adjustment, but he still doesn't. Yeah, go ahead.
No. That's how he got his sack today. He went through the B gap, right? It wasn't off the edge. Is that correct?
Right.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, absolutely. But overall, this game, and I know it's easy to say, but this one really does define it. This was on Kellen Moore. There is no way, Law, that we should lose a game and we're up by 17. And so you asked the question earlier, what's his scheme? I think we kind of know what his scheme is. His scheme is called shotgun spread offense. That's his scheme. And you and I both know that that's not really a scheme, but to him, you got to remember, in his mind, that's who he wants to be. Because earlier in the year, when Dak was out, it was actually a scheme, believe it or not, with Cooper Rush. Right? You saw least, you saw scheme. And so when he gets Dak back, he's like, well, you know what? Now I have a chance to do what I really want. I want to throw it all around. I want to run out of the shotgun, which is really, really hard. And then I'm the number one offense. So I'm doing my job. But what Kellen doesn't understand is that it's when you run and how you run that matters. Because when you're running out of the shotgun, you cannot make a living off of that.
Yeah, you
and when you base your whole offense, out of shotgun, you're basically saying that I want my quarterback to be the focus.
Yeah.
And for all the people out there who get mad at people who criticize Dak, it's not because we don't like Dak. It's because we love the Cowboys and we want Dak to succeed.
Yeah.
But the way to make him succeed is to not make him the focus.
Right.
All Kelvin had to do is when he saw that the Jaguars were slowing this down, all he had to do was say, you know what? I'm going to play complementary football, which means I'm going to start wearing down these pass rushers. I'm going to make them burn timeouts, and I'm going to keep my quarterback from getting flustered because they were getting pressure on him in a way that they weren't getting in the beginning of the game. That tells me you're not wearing down the defense.
You're not.
And so I want Kellen to stop calling plays like he's not watching the game. That's what complementary football is, calling plays as if you're actually watching the game. And that's all I got, Law.
Man, great observations, man. Oh, my goodness, man. That's from Glenn Law. Just by listening to Glenn Law about that, it just hit me. Like Don Coryell, who remember him? The Air Coryell offensive tech. How many Super Bowls did Dan Fouts get from that? Like it was beautiful back in those days. It was something that was remarkable. And one can argue that he is the reason why we have the modern day football that we have it as it relates to airing out the game and everything. I think that, and I'm not saying that. How many Super Bowls do Dan Fouts have? You know what I'm saying? And who was around? Who was living during that time frame? The Air Coryell carousel. You know what I'm saying? Who remember that? I need to know before I let the next caller on. But that's what I'm getting. Like we want to spread out. We want to run out of shotgun. We want to. Fouts have none. Fouts have none, but was it great? Man, Glenn Law, one of the better callers today. Fouts have no Super Bowl. But it was Was the system nice? Are we still talking about the system? You know, it's like, and this is my point is with Kellen Moore. I think that he treats Cooper Rush more like that's a guy that he can coach. And he treats Dak Prescott like, man, that's my buddy that I have a chance to coach, right? So my thing is, when you have buddy-to-buddy systems, there are some things from a coaching philosophy that you can sit back and you can chastise one, but you can't chastise the other. You know? None, but they were close. Yeah, Nathan, appreciate you. So was Marty Schottenheimer, you know, all of those guys. So I know we love offense, we love throwing the deep ball or what have you, but I would take West Coast systems over Don Air Coryell system. You know what I'm saying? I would take the traditional of a Tom Landry system over what we've seen out of an Air Coryell system. You know, I would give me some of that old-fashioned football versus what we've seen out of lately of just airing it out, man. Is this Paul, the caller from the 501? You live?
Hey, what's going on, Law?
Nothing to it, Chief. Talk to me, man.
Hey, man, the biggest thing going on with the Cowboys got to be Kelvin Moore, man. We got to do something about Kelvin Moore. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He holding, give any other good offensive coordinator this offense, and we're a different team. You know, everybody want to talk about Dak this, and the defense missed a few sacks that they should have had. They what's the name? Kelvin Joseph. He gonna be all right. He just need a little help over top. Give him some help over top. I think he'll be all right.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
All the panicking, we 10-4. We want to do better.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I ain't glad we took the L, but I think there's a refocus L.
Yeah.
I think everybody got to look themselves in the mirror now. You know what I'm saying? Offense coordinator. You know, we gonna have to keep calling him out until he puts together a real system. And quit saying that we got a formula. We need a system. We need what for the 49ers got. We need every enemy. I heard you say him. We need somebody like that. They can use Tony Pollard and Zeke at the same time. Use our tight ends.
Yeah.
We ain't got to be dependent on the receivers all the time.
Right.
But if they don't do nothing. You know what I'm saying?
But here's what I wanted to say with this, and you right on the point, Paul, is that two different types of calibers of talking right here, right? Like we know, come hell and high water, the Niners are going to run that ball, right, to open up the pass.
Yeah.
And we know for sure, even though Eric Bieniemy, he was a Giants running back in the days or what have you, whatever team he played for. I think he played for the Eagles at one point too. But Eric Bieniemy was a guy that was a short statute running back that ran downhill, right? But we do know that the mixture of what Andy Reid brings to the table from his philosophy that he passed down to Eric Bieniemy, that was a great recipe. That they going to still utilize passing and West Coast concepts to open up things. You just got a guy with a live cannon out of Pat Mahomes that really put things together. But for one thing, you know for sure that they're going to run the hell out of the ball for the Niners, and then that the Chiefs, they're going to pass the ball or use short passes to run, basically. And we just I don't know who we are right now. You know, Paul, I don't know who we are.
But see, the Chiefs, I said them because, you know, if they had the players the Cowboys had, Zeke and Pollard, they would be running the ball more. It would make their team even more awesome.
Okay, true.
You know, what I'm saying is we need somebody that can utilize, they care more if he got to go somewhere instead of somebody else's philosophy a little bit, or even talk to his head coach some more. We need to use all our players on offense. I don't think we're doing it enough. You know,
no doubt.
I think that we get that scrape. We get focused. That get focused. I ain't taking no blame off that.
Right.
But we get focused on that. You know what I'm saying? Our offense better. Because we can't keep holding our defense. You know what I'm saying? We can't keep. We got to have saved them sometimes.
No doubt.
With the offense we need to start saving them some. But that's all I got to say. You know what I'm saying? How about them Cowboys always? Y'all say it in. You know what I'm saying? Just because we lost, we can still say it.
Yes, indeed. I'm still wearing I'm wearing my equipment all week, man. Appreciate you. Yes, indeed. I know some people won't be wearing their Cowboys gear. They're gonna try to take it. I'm gonna hide mines, man. You know, some people gonna be like this in the office, man. What Cowboys, man? They gonna be wearing all this stuff, man. Take the victory. I still got victory on my chest. Holly says, Luya says the review on the catch was unnecessary. Yes, slow down the momentum. Nick Rich says 30 passing attempts, 30 rushes. Yeah, there was balance. Yeah, I feel you on Nick. You're right with that one. I can't debate that, but it's just the type of runs, man. You know, it reminded me when I was working at Comcast. You know, they didn't care if the lady on the other side of the call was 92 years old. They said, "Law, why you didn't sell her the high-speed internet?" I'm like, she's 90. She's 90 and she called in complaining about why his caller ID is on her phone, but you didn't upsell her. We had people, I'll never forget, man, frontline workers, man, shout out to y'all. You guys are the driving force of the working community, right? But when I was working at Comcast about 15 years ago, I forgot how long ago it was, but baby, when I tell you, thank you for calling Comcast. My name is Law. How can I assist you? And I'm supposed to do technical support, but they introduced that you're supposed to upsell the people. They didn't care whether or not the lady was 92. They didn't care if the person literally said that they was blind. And they can't say, but they gonna say that you sell them HD TV. You know, and it is a 92-year-old person. They probably need high-speed internet. Why? They say, why? Because they want me to hit the quota. And you didn't hit your quota. And you get a pay deductions. You get a whole bunch of stuff that you don't get. And I believe when I look at this team, and it's not the fact that, yes, Ezekiel Elliott rushed for 16 attempts and Tony Pollard rushed for 16 attempts, but they don't feel genuine to me. They don't look like it's a devised scheme or a system or something that we can utilize to say we're setting up one play for the next. That's just what it is, and I'm not complaining. I'm just explaining. JT Wolf says, can't wait to talk to you for the 757. I think it was Time Warner Cable with the time I was working with Comcast. But y'all let me know, and then they merged to Xfinity, but y'all let me know, are you still in a quota-based system? Have you ever heard the people that don't really care about you, but they say they do, but they saying, did you hit that quota? You know, did you hit that quota? Are we in a quota-based system? Let me know from the 662. You're live.
What's up, Law?
Not much, man.
Man, it was something lost, but we got to get over it, man.
I know, man.
The Cowboys fans watch Tampa Bay tonight, man. It's probably a good thing we can probably be in the 5 seed because somebody in that division is going to make the playoffs. And that's going to be a good matchup.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay ain't playing good. Carolina, Atlanta, ain't none of them playing good, man.
Oh, you ain't lying. Well, I think we're in the playoff for real. Now, I ain't losing no faith on that.
Yeah, we in the playoffs. Like I said, we're going to be the 5th seed because we ain't gonna win the division, let's be honest with you, man. But that loss hurt.
Can't catch them.
Yeah, we can't catch them, man. And overtime, man, you know, if you watch overtime, we had the same running play twice.
Oh,
why you run the same play twice? Second down, pass the ball. And we put it 3rd and long. Why you put Dak in a position where he got to throw the ball 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9? You put him in a bad position. Throw the ball, 2nd down. I don't get it, man. And another thing, Cowboy fan, we didn't have the worst loss today because if you watch the Patriots and Raiders game, man, the Patriots, they just run the ball. Dude lateral the ball back to Chandler Jones, and he ran it back for a touchdown.
Oh,
we
wow.
didn't have the worst loss today.
Oh, wow. 24-30. Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah, they ran it back off a fumble and lost the game. So we ain't had a word loss today, but like I said, Cowboy fans, cheer up, man. We'll be good. Like I said, we the 5th seed. Hey, let's get reps to playoffs. It's gonna be a tough playoffs. We're gonna be on the road, you know, all through the playoffs. So it's gonna be tough, but I think we can do it, you know. And just better play calling and clear the defense up. We'll be all right.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you so much for calling in, fam, from the 662. My neck of the woods, man. Appreciate him, man. Good call from him. All right, I got another 662, man. What's good, 662? You live too?
Hey, Lord, how's it going, man?
Hey, what's good, man? What's your name, man? Let me see if I can save you in here.
Big Drake.
Greg.
Drake.
Okay, Drake.
Look, I disagree with Coach.
Which one? Marv?
Yeah, Mike McCarthy, they trying to make him the scapegoat. He's not the issue. Kellen Moore is the issue. When he checked Kellen Moore the first time earlier in the season, it was an issue.
But you do know that what Coach Marv is saying that leaders are men. Like for example, in my house, if the light bill is still up and them kids keeping them lights on, what do you think Law gonna do next month?
Yeah, I think. But the portion out it was from ownership. Ownership had an issue with him.
God dog, your phone breaking up, man. Hang up and call back. No, you can't hang up. Look, Drake. We're gonna have to check back in. Maybe you're in some parts of Mississippi that I can't get in. All right, is this JT, man, for the 757?
Hey, JT. Hey, Law. How's it going?
Nothing to it, man. You gave the support, right? You JT, right?
Yep, that's me.
All right, cool, man. Let me save you in here as as that. Hold on. But go ahead. What's your point, though?
Okay. First and foremost, I got 2 points. Won't be on for too long. I'm really disappointed on how the game turned out towards the end, but it's also just where's the teamwork? What I mean by that is that I need Kellen Moore to understand the best way to help Dan Quinn and that defense out is to protect the ball, because everybody's complaining that Dallas, they're giving up too many plays. Can they get a play and give the ball back to the offense? They did that last week. They did that today. Offense, all you got to do, protect the ball, have the Jaguars use their timeouts, and kill as much clock. Towards that end of that fourth quarter, Kellen Moore play calling, they used 27 seconds, and that made no sense. You needed more time off the clock. Make the Jaguars use their last timeout. They do that, they give the Jaguars no timeout. But the biggest problem is Kellen Moore doesn't care about our defense to the point. All he cares about is his street cred stats.
The conference has been unlocked.
Keep going, JT. Keep going. I had to unlock it so I can let my guy back in from the 662. But go ahead.
Will do. Kellen Moore's got to understand, I got to protect my defense.
Right.
The best way possible. You can still get a head coaching job if you have the right play calling. It's not all about passing. It's about having a balanced attack. Dak, protect him, have him throw between 25, close to 30. You run the ball 30 plus, that protects the offense. It protects the defense. It keeps them fresh and healthy. So, long story short, Dallas is going to be all right. This is definitely a wake-up call. And hopefully, I believe they will, they're going to respond to Philly. My next point is that on the defensive side, we got to utilize more of our speed linebackers. Because in order for us to hit the gaps, we got to hit them hard. We know that the middle is kind of soft, but we need speed linebackers that are young, athletic, that can hit. I need to see more of Devin Harper, Jabril Cox.
Yeah.
Or put him on the sideline. And you got to protect the queen, Micah Parsons.
Yep.
They have him pass rushing, which makes no sense. It kind of makes sense, but you got to know, okay, put him in situations on pass rush, but you got to utilize his athleticism. And if that's putting him back at linebacker, you do that.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you calling in, JT, man. Thank you, man, for your points there, man. Good points, man.
Oh, not a problem, Law. Blessings.
Blessings, man. And I see we ran the ball for 41 times. Someone said it's nature and the kind of caliber of runs. Running out of shotgun is really, to me, not the recipe of saying, okay, I'm finessing the true power. Look, I tell you what. If you played offensive line in the chat, let me know. If you played offensive line in the chat, let me know. Would you rather have a running out of pass, or you rather run out of traditional? I'm going to grunt out, because you still got to perceive that you're pass blocking, and then you got to transition your weight, your body frame into running the ball. Let me know if you played down there in the trenches in any levels of sport, D1, or if you played for high school, middle school. Even if you played in the National Football League. I'm talking to my O-line people.
The conference has been locked.
Like, let me know. Run, traditional run. Because I think that you can do more. Like I get what they're saying. Like, with 41 attempts, it shows that we ran the ball more than we threw the ball. And Dak was 23 for 30 attempts. QBR, you got the QBR to update, 72 QBR, passer rating 107, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 3 sacks. I get all of that. But when you running, Dak Prescott ran the ball. I heard somebody say Dak need to run the ball more. He got 3 first downs off of his legs, 5 carries for 20 yards. What this tells me, Tony Pollard, 3.9 yards per tote, 19 carries, 75 yards. Ezekiel Elliott, 16 carries for 58 yards. But it's just that one of these things that don't match, and it's running out of shotgun. I got to figure out a way to present something that looks one way to capitalize. I don't think that when we say that I like Prescott out of play action, I definitely don't like Dak Prescott out of play action from a shotgun base, because I want to control that. I want to control the middle of the field better. And I think that you can do it when you actually line them up under center, etc. Big Cam says the OG. Big Cam the OG. I know one thing about watching Law Nation videos is that Law always say he loves when the wide receiver use their mittens. People quit blaming Dak. Shaking my head. Line has to block, and receivers got to catch the ball. Yes, indeed, man. Law. If head coach don't call the plays on the offense, defense, or special teams, who is responsible for managing the late game decisions? Jerry Jones. Yeah, you're right. The head coach is responsible, right? Like, I want you guys to understand this, and I'm just using this as an analogy. If the kids leave the lights on upstairs and the water faucet dripping, when the bill comes in, they are not going to bill the kids. They would not bill the guests that came over to my house. The bill is going to come in my name. Why? Because I'm the head of the house. The bill is in my name. Well, some people put their kid's name in those bills. But in actuality, they're going to cut the lights off. They're going to stop the water. And if you're thinking that the world's supposed to be sweet and nice to certain kinds of caliber of people, newsflash, just like the rain fall on the just and the unjust. If a church refused to pay their bills, the energy company and the water company going to come over to the church and turn those lights and waters off, right? They're not finna say, well, I think this is a church. Let's give them credence to let them have a high water bill and light bill. No, they cutting the church bill lights off too. Hey, man, the Santa God, they got a light bill and water bill. So you still in your structure got to have a person that's in charge. So when I look at that bill, if it's high, I go over everything. Make sure y'all cut them lights off. But Dad, the boogeyman, well, I'm going to be the boogeyman. And trust me, my bite is a whole lot bigger than the boogeyman. Now turn those lights off. You better fight that booger, man, right? Oh, I made it by. I left the water faucet dripping by mistake. Well, If you don't cut that water off, you won't have none. I will turn that thing off. I'm the head person in charge over here, and I get it for people to say, "Well, no, Lord, that's Jerry Jones. He owned the building. He's the one that's over everything." Well, bull sugar. The win and loss record goes to the head coach, not the owner. They're gonna go to the head coach. It's gonna go to the head coach. The win loss record, not Jason. Not about to say Jason Garrett, but not Scott Linehan. Not Kellen Moore, not Dan Quinn. The win-loss column goes to these guys, the head coach, and of course they use this as a stat line, believe it or not, to the quarterback. I can't pull up how many games Ezekiel Elliott won in the last 10 years. I mean, last 6 years or what have you. It's not going to pull up. But I, for dog sure, can type into my Google how many games, the win-loss games, Dak Prescott won, and it's going to show up on them too. So those two, the head coach and Dak Prescott, got to figure it out. Unfortunately, that's just how it goes. But Lord, that's not fair. Well, leave the lights on in the church and refuse to pay. Watch how they turn them lights off. the pastor going to be like, y'all get what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all know how this goes, man. Come on, y'all. All right, let me get everybody out of here, man. I know y'all ready to go. All right, I got Drake, you back, man. Talk to me.
Yeah, I accept that law. But in the last 2 years, how many screen passes have you saw Kellen Moore call?
Oh, man, I saw him. I saw it worked. I saw it worked against the Saints last year. Big play by Tony Pollard. I think he scored, or it could have been Michael Gallup. And I seen that it didn't work against the Cards. They went back to those screen passes, and Buda Baker broke it up real bad. And I think week 1 we had a few screen passes, but overall we haven't been a great screen team.
Yeah, but in a team that we play against, they get third and 25.
Yeah.
They throw a screen pass. They get 21, 23 yards. Now they 4th and 2.
Yeah.
But we throw Hail Mary on 3rd and 10. That doesn't make any sense.
It don't, Drake. It don't, man. It don't, Drake. It don't make sense, fam. And we're gonna have to go back to the drawing boards, man, with this.
Now, can he pay the bill on that one?
Who can he pay the bill? Mike McCarthy? When Mike McCarthy look at that menu and he see, if he does his homework and he see that, hey, how come other teams use other teams use our speed as a disadvantage? Have you ever noticed that?
Going to Michael Parsons, he's rushing on the edge,
right?
Right. So they're out of the play.
Right.
He's out of the play before the play even starts.
Right.
They're him out of the play.
Mm-hmm.
The offensive coordinator for the other team is scheming our best defensive player out of the play. Why our offensive coordinator can't scheme?
We can't.
To get over.
Yeah. And you said a mouthful, man. Your phone is breaking up again. But hey, Drake, I thank you so much, man. Shout out to you, man. I know how the Mississippi phones work, man. He must be in the sticks. But good point. How many times, and this is not me, baby. This is not me. Ooh. How many times in this game we literally seen the opposing team on the offense scheme against our defense? They used our speed, the way we get upfield, against us. With tunnels, with bucket routes or what have you, boots, they use. And how many times do we do the same thing on the flip side? We don't. We literally don't, y'all. I love this team. Look, I wouldn't be talking right now if I didn't love this team. This is therapy session to me. But how many times did we utilize our scheme to take away for what the Jaguars do? We don't. We just line up, and it goes back to what Jason Garrett used to say. We do what we do best, right? Whether it's on the sun, the moon, or in the alleyway in the valley. And I think that some of those philosophies is still ingrained with Kellen Moore. Like, he tried to do what he do best, of utilizing Noah Brown, right, on an option route or utilizing certain situations with passes, but we never really scheme to get people open, man. JT Wolf, amen, Law, thanks again for the call. Going to try to call in more. Blessings. Appreciate you, man. and here's another thing that I did pick up out of Mike McCarthy, and I got to say this, y'all, just for some objective analysis. He did say from his mouth to y'all ears, you might have went over your head, he said that the Jacksonville Jaguars were not common opponents. And one thing I can tell you guys that was in the bag with Jason Garrett, that was in the bag with Scott Linehan, that was in the bag with Kellen Moore. Look up how we look up against common opponents. So next week game, I'm not trying to fast forward through this week, but next week game, you may see a different kind of caliber of Kellen Moore because this would be a common opponent. All right, hope you guys get what I'm saying. All right, Locks, man, you're live, man. Lokes, is Lokes?
No, what up, Bosh? It is Lokes, man.
Oh, Lokes, man, what's good, man? I'm Law, man. I'm about 11 years older than Vosh, though. But shout out to my guy Vosh.
Hey, oh man, hey.
That's my guy Vosh.
You're the OG, man. You're the OG.
I appreciate you, man.
Right?
I appreciate you, man.
Let me say this. Just 2 quick points, and I'll let you go because I know you got lines that long as the Shaqty, as you say.
Yeah.
First off, if we were to convert that first down to end the game, I think we would have had it in the bag.
Oh, yeah.
But we just became too predictable.
Yeah.
And something that irritates me is when Cowboys become so comfort with this defense that, we're automatically going to rely on Micah Parsons or someone to make a big play when, in fact, you can end it right there and then.
True.
And all you had to do was pull out the best 3 plays or even the best 2 plays to get you a first down.
Yeah.
But yet you rely your running back running up in the middle, a pass that leads nowhere, and so on. So I just hope Kellen gets out his and starts figuring out his own self. And he needs a scheme. Everyone knows he doesn't have a scheme. Hell, Sky, you, Vosh, we're not even official people from the NFL that work for football.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure that coaches know that. Oh man, we're playing against Kellen. Shoot, man. We know we got a chance no matter what. So, and my last point is this. Going to this Eagles game, yes, it's a refocus. Everyone takes it now. But, man, it's going to be very, very tough game. Don't get me wrong, man. It's going to be a tough game. And I just hope we're ready for it. And it's going to be at Philadelphia, correct?
It's a home game for us. It's going to be in Dallas.
God, that's going to be a Cowboys game. Well, then I ain't worried about that. Then, because we already played Philly, my bad. So if it's going to be a home game, then I just hope our crowd is going to be up there and rocking. It's going to be Christmas Eve. Some people got gifted these tickets, so I'm not worried about the home crowd. I just hope let's just rise up to the occasion and be the dogs we are. And for those people digging on Dak, man, he's been. Would you rather rely on Dak, or would you rather go back to Cooper Rush and hoping this defense can hold people under 13 points? And I'll leave it at that, Law.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, man. Oh yeah. It's like a conundrum, right? Kellen Moore, he would actually go into, I got to coach, I got to draw up a scheme, or try to at least do such, because he would be playing with the mindset that, hey, we can't turn the ball over, we can't just throw the ball all over the field. And the defense, as much holes we see on this defense, we will probably get back to complementary football if Cooper Rush was the starting quarterback. Now, I'm not saying, and don't take my words and try to switch them and shank me with the butter knife. I'm not saying we go back to Cooper Rush, because there's no shred of evidence that this would happen, right? This is just only speculation. But I can clearly see that the game and the philosophy and the play calling is clearly different between between Cooper Rush and Dak Prescott. There's no way. There's no way we would be averaging 34. It could be a flat-out blowout if we don't figure out ways to score, right? Our defense, y'all got to understand that we had the cojones enough to say that this defense for the first, after the first, 5-6 weeks or what have you, that we were being compared to the 85 Bears. Right? We were being compared to the 85 Bears. Now we look like what? Now we get compared to 85 Bears now? Do y'all, who remember we were being compared from a defensive philosophy to the 85 Bears? How far are we from the 85 Bears? Is as far as from east to west right now. Come on, y'all. Yes, indeed. So we ain't comparing this team to the 85 Bears. No way. We even close to the doomsday defense. Not allowing all of these points going left and right. Oh my God, crazy Corvette, 40 burgers. I feel you, man. All right. Let's go. I'm trying to rush out all of these callers, man. If you already called in, please hang up, man. 267, you live.
Man,
what's good?
You gotta lock me in, man. I've been watching you for 3 years. This is about my second time calling in.
Okay, let me lock you in.
Look, I'm Antonio Miles, and I want you to know this. You made the perfect point about how the coach will coach different with Dak Prescott, then he coached different with Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
And at the same time, if Kellen Moore was in that game, we wouldn't have lost that game with Kellen Moore playing. And our coaches make Dak Prescott is not no bad quarterback. Now,
right.
Me as being a Dallas Cowboy fan, of course, I'm going to say, man, Dak Prescott, he make these bad throws. He can't throw 40 yards. He can't throw 50 yards. He couldn't hit Amari Cooper wide open 40 yards down the field. He can't even hit C.D. Lamb 20 and 30 yards down the field wide open. Like, if you looking at the same game I'm looking at, you see C.D. Lamb wide open down the field. But he's so far away that Dak Prescott don't even be looking that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's all in the scheme of the game of his progression. When Dak Prescott gets the ball, he looked this way, he looked that way, he goes to Noah Brown. That's his last progression. That's the third wide receiver. So every time he's throwing it to the third wide receiver, the tight end, or the running back.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's not that Dak Prescott is a bad quarterback. It's the progression that he takes that he don't even look at the wide receiver like somebody like C.D. Lamb or Amari Cooper in the past. You see what I'm saying?
I follow you.
And then it's the same. So when you think about this, if we blame the coaches, if we blame the coaches, we say, hey, the coaches had a bad game, they did this. So then you look at the players. Can you answer this for me?
Mm-hmm.
Answer this for me, Lyle.
Talk to me, man.
Anybody that was successful, right?
Right.
Quarterbacks.
Right.
When they are successful, did they need the coach's help?
Well, I don't know how many championships Jordan would have without, Phil Jackson. So, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know if.
But listen. At some point, you as a quarterback at 3rd and 10, you up. You got to run the ball. You telling me Peyton Manning ain't gonna audible this to a run?
Oh, I see the angle that you're going at it with that. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You telling me you can't just take a sack or just run the ball, or you can't just. But this is the same thing happened to us with San Francisco last year. We all look around.
Look, you painted me into a god doggone corner with that one. Realistically, even if you playing Nintendo, you know what I'm saying? It's 3rd and 10, and you playing Nintendo Tecmo Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? And you're 3rd and 10. Do you go for the hell? Do you select it? Even if you select Hail Mary,
you can't keep blaming the coaches. You can't keep doing this.
That's a conundrum. That is a conundrum, though. I don't know, man. But there should be some.
Come on, man.
But hold on. Here's what I look at it. Let's say me and you boys, right? And I get a job, right? Wouldn't you feel more? Would you feel more comfortable with changing up stuff, right? Cause we boys, we cool. I'm kicking with you for 6 years now, man.
If we boys, now I already know I can't change them up, but I tell you,
no, we boys, man. You have to really, if you know that you and I cool, you don't really have to ask me, hey, can I borrow your whip for the weekend? I got this shorty I'm gonna pick up. Yeah, you gonna ask me after.
Tell you though.
What you gonna tell me?
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna say, hey, let me run to the store right quick.
All right, cool. You already know where the keys at. You already know. So this is why I'm saying two things can be true. What I'm saying is that's why I said earlier I would love an outcome. Whereas Kellen Moore go to a whole nother team. Did I say that about 2 hours ago? And Dak Prescott start all the way over without his boy. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that Cooper Rush ain't like that with Kellen Moore. Nah, dog, what you doing with them kids?
But look at Dak Prescott. Look at Dak Prescott when he was at Mississippi State.
Right.
He was a great quarterback with a great running game. You take Dak Prescott and put him on San Francisco 49ers, they win the Super Bowl. Plain and simple. Because he know how to throw it to a tight end. He's not the type of quarterback that can actually throw it 30 and 40 yards to wide receivers who get open from physicality or from running routes.
Well, hey, this is going to be a good week for us to comb through everything and also look at what T.Y., because we ain't got no alibi Hilton now. This week.
That's what I'm saying. Right. I don't want to say Dak Prescott is a bad quarterback, because that's not the point. I've been saying this for the longest, he's a bad quarterback. I'm saying that Dak Prescott is not the Dallas Cowboy way for the way these coaches are coaching him. And
there you go.
Making him look so bad.
And that's where I believe that some people will listen to what you say and take that down and say I agree, and then some people will have there's like three people. There's people that will understand what you're saying, and then there's people that will hear you say that and say, oh man, Antonio just hating. And then there's people that will say, nah, dog, he just trash. Right? Those are the three.
He's trash for that system. He's trash because as a quarterback, he's supposed to be smart enough to know I got Tony Pollard, Ezekiel Elliott, some of the top running backs in the NFL, where I can audible and I can get up under this center and say, hey, I'm about to hand you the ball.
I'm about to hand you the ball, man. Look. Hey, man, we trying to let them burn this last time out. Now, I don't know. We trying to burn it last time out. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing, what we need. And we so shallow with the coaching. Kellen Moore, he don't never say anything. And we seen that Mike McCarthy, that's all he said through the whole interview.
Can I make one last point, Law? I'm going to tell you the same thing happened to Russell Wilson in the Super Bowl at the goal line with Marshawn. All you got to do is audible and get the guy the ball.
Oh.
And I'm out of here.
Oh, my gosh, man. You're a good call, man. Appreciate you, man. Much love to you, man. Look, I got you down, man, now. Antonio Miles, man. Austin Miles, cousin, man. Appreciate you, man. Good call from him, man. Man, the dude was Tampa lost, yeah. I mean, he's spitting facts. I can't. If we boys, hey, man, here the keys, man. You know what I'm saying? Here's the keys right here, man, to the whip, dog. Here's the keys to the whip. Take the key. Take the key. You know what I'm saying? Take the key. Take the key to the whip. I got it blued out, man, for the Cowboys. This is the Beamer, man. Just take the key. You my boy. You come back, man. That thing better be full on gas, man. It better be the same gas. You better not wreck my whip, bro. You know, you got total, and you finna go to the store right quick, pick up Shorty. I feel you, right? The dude had a good points, man. I don't have no rebuttal to that, man. All right, from the 703, you're live, fam.
What's up? Love? This man JD from DC. Lock me in.
Man, let me lock you in, man. You got your whole government name up here. Let me lock you in, Jay.
Man.
Hold on. I don't want to call you out, man.
Yeah, all right. Oh, you put my whole name up there? Oh, damn.
They put your whole name up there, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right,
indeed.
so, hey, it's been a while, but I had to call, man. My super chats just won't do these statements any justice. Anyway, man, this game doesn't hurt me as much as that Green Bay game. But before I start, man, what is DQ allergic to playing the zone? Or has he forgot how to blitz? He's killing us, man. Anyway, there will be a lot of people that can take the blame for this game, man. But I'm going to put it on the collective hearts of everybody on the sideline in the organization. This team needs to get back to the fundamentals and do what we do best. The heck if I know what that is, but they better figure it out. Before I go, stop inviting people in for a cup of coffee. You're messing with the continuity of this team, and this crap leads to what I hate more than anything. Healthy scratches. James Washington, it's been real, buddy, but we need that roster spot. We them boys, and I'm out.
Ooh, wait, man. Oh, I forgot all about James Washington. Was he a healthy scratch? Are they gone? Are they sold out on James Washington? Did he play the snaps, y'all? Did y'all see James Washington? I'm mad. Making sense. I'm mad. Look, man. I had to shut the phone lines down, man. Look, I've been up since 5 o'clock. I'm supposed to been eating. I'm on a fast right now. I'm eating this crow. I'm eating this loss right now. All right, man, my guy, Sonny, you're live from the 9-7. Oh.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them, man? How about them?
Hey, you picked them to beat us in the earlier. You know, you picked the Jacksonville to beat us at the beginning of the season.
Yep. Didn't I have us going 13-4 this year? I had us going 13-4, right?
Yeah, but you had us losing to Jacksonville.
I did.
Yeah. Hey, what was Mark Smart saying? Was he saying we need a like somebody on our team, a player like who's got a championship caliber?
Well, what he's saying is that Coach Quinn got a Super Bowl as an assistant coach, or as a coach, what have you, and Mike McCarthy got a Super Bowl. So we need to see them. Instead of them relying on a guy that don't have a Super Bowl out of Kellen Moore, we need to see him move his weight around, basically, in short.
Well, both coaches do, right?
Both coaches do. Yes, you are correct.
Yeah. Well, what I was saying, though, I know it ain't going to happen, but I would say if we don't do it this year, what would be wrong with bringing in Tom Brady next year to the Cowboys?
You're not letting that one down, huh? I feel you. I think that Tom Brady naturally, for me, I will be. I can't see another quarterback wearing 12. Okay. I think that Tom Brady, he's long in the tooth. He's 45. He'll be 46 years of age.
Yeah.
And I think that will create so much, man, of distractions and things like that. I think it will be best for Tom Brady to hang it up, and I think it'd just be best for that, man. I like Tom Brady, but I don't want him on the Cowboys uniform.
Yeah, but if you see him maybe going into coaching?
Well, I don't know. I think Tom Brady, he would be better as a broadcaster, an analyst, or an announcer or something like that. He did express that he would love to go play for the 49ers, but, the 49ers didn't entertain that at all. They said they stand behind their quarterback, Brock Purdy, and they beat the socks off the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of weeks ago.
Now, if we do beat
Philadelphia next week. I'm just saying, like
When we can't lose no more, Sonny. I had us going 13-4. I love to be right, so we can't lose no more.
I already lost mine. I had us going 14-3.
Okay.
You know, so. But anyways, if we go and win our first game of the playoffs, do we get Philadelphia in the next round or no?
Oh, I don't even know how that dynamic will work out.
Depends on who we play, right?
Right, depends on
who wins between San Francisco and, because we'd be the higher seed, so we'd more likely play San Francisco.
I know that if we went out and the other team lose, I don't know. It's a crazy situation. I think we on the road.
Yeah, we're the 5th seed, so we'd have to go on the road. We'd either have to play Tampa or somebody like that. Then we'd have to go to San Francisco.
No doubt, man.
Philadelphia would get the lower seed.
The lower seed always, man. I appreciate you so much, man, Sonny. Yeah. Let me get you on out here. Let me hear you say it.
Well, how about them Cowboys?
How about them, man? Yes, indeed, man. All right, y'all, man. All right, I'm going to try. Look, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more callers, and I promise y'all I'm going to get to y'all. And shout out to everybody, man. I appreciate y'all so much, man. 850, you live. 850. Hello? Yeah, you live. You've been waiting patiently, man. You live.
Oh, hey, I appreciate it, Law Nation.
Nothing much, man.
Hey,
talk to me, man.
Yeah, check this out. I was actually, I didn't watch the game. I had to listen on the game cast.
Yeah.
But, keeping it up, I've been listening to you as you, narrate the game.
I appreciate it.
And there's one thing I recognize that, I think we should have beat the Jaguars.
Oh yeah.
We had the potential, but because every team makes mistakes. We made some bad mistakes that they cost us a game. But I really believe this, that not just looking at the game. I think I was thinking about the mistakes that built up to what we're experiencing now, and that is the way Jerry is recruiting our team.
Right.
He's recruiting so many wide receivers when we need more linebackers.
Well, I mean, we don't know what we got out of Jabril Cox outside of he's been a healthy scratch, and every week. Then I think Harper, he had his Achilles, he's going through recovery and things like that. I don't know when he will be activated and elevated up, but I feel what you're saying. But it leaves a bad taste in the mouth when you continue to talk about wide receiver. And all this does is undress the opportunity that you created this hole, right?
Yeah.
And you never filled the hole in.
We got excellent. We got good backup if CeeDee Lamb is out, and we got good backup if Ezekiel Elliott is out.
Yeah.
On running backs.
Right.
But when it comes to if we lose one of our top offensive linemen or defensive linemen, who do we got as a backup?
Oh, you talking about offensive linemen? I mean, the offensive lineman situation.
Both.
That was
offensive linemen, offensive linemen, and defense. Who? If Michael Parsons get hurt or Lawrence, I mean, who do we got as a backup to take his place?
I mean, at this point, it's heading to week 16. It'll be water under the bridge. It'll be you not taking care of business during the off season, right? So at this point, anybody that you get now will be crumbs, from the table, So and that's just what it is. Unfortunately, all the good food is already eaten or gone before trade deadline. So we've been talking about wide receivers since we cut Amari Cooper. Believe it or not.
Yeah, but I'm talking about when we had opportunity at that time to get them. We didn't take advantage of it.
I know. So that is part of coaching, front office, and talent acquisition, if that's the case. But at the same time, we are 10-4, not 4-10. And I hate to use that as optimistically speaking, but That's just the reality of it, man. 10-4 is not nothing to sneeze at, too. So it's just that,
no.
we got to have some
Yeah.
replacements down the line, but we can do better.
Right, but you know what? Even our quarterback, if Dak get hurt again, Cooper Rush is a very good quarterback. He has proven to hang with the big boys.
Well, we'll find out,
when
man,
Dak is
what
out.
they're going to do with that situation. I appreciate you, fam.
Hey, but I want to make just one or two more comments.
Talk to me, man.
One is, oh my God, what I was about to say. It just went that mind. Because I was listening to what you were saying, then I had another point I wanted to make before I leave. It was just real quick. One of them is, one thing I think we need to start building up our fire. McCarthy, to me, he's not that good of a motivator. When you're down, you got to shout out our guys. Because to me, Jaguars, even though I believe was a better team than them, they showed more fire than we did.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying, yeah.
They came out there ready to play,
Yeah.
and we was kind of dragging our feet at times.
Yeah.
You can't underestimate no team in the NFL.
Well, I don't think they did that. It's just that they was out coaching this one and a whole bunch of other things, man. I appreciate you so much for calling in, though.
Okay.
Good call from me, man. See how nice Law is today, even off of a non-victory. All right, I got the 205. You're live. Yep. Hello. All right, 205. Yeah. 501. You're live. I'll circle back to you, 205.
Hello.
Talk to me, man.
I guess they were who we thought they were, huh?
Yeah, we let them off the hook, What's your name, fam, so I can plug you in?
Press Ham with one S.
Who?
Press Ham.
Press Ham.
There you go.
Okay, I got you, man. It's a
Not
press.
me, and I was going to tell you to do it Press Ham with one S. They said there was rich folks meet back in the day.
Okay, yeah, it was. Shoot, back in the day.
Hey, but I got some things, though.
Talk to me, man.
You kind of right about Michael Parsons. The man already said he is kind of beat down from being on the edge.
Right.
I think it's time for Dan Quinn to change it up. I think you need to go ahead and unleash Anthony Barr and put him at the edge like he was in Minnesota, and then put Michael Parsons back at linebacker so it could free him up and he could do a whole lot more with that.
They ran 3-4. They ran 3-4. We run a 4-3. And I know we run a lot of big nickel. As far as the type of defense that we got edge guys, believe it or not. You got Tack McKinley. You have, of course, Doran's got hurt, but you still have Fowler. You still have other guys out there. You still got other guys that got size, right? That's built for like the edge, like 250 and up, 265, 270 is kind of pushing it, but Parsons is a long way from being 265 to 270 pounds, man. That's a long, that's a long way, man.
Yeah, another thing, man. Will people stop saying that this is not a bad win? This is a bad win, man. We're supposed to,
A bad loss, yeah. Well, it's a situation. It don't move much. It don't move much, but this could be a situation. Whereas the Cowboys, let's say for example we win this. It just changed the opponent that we play in the playoffs. We still got to win one of these 3 games and we in. Or even if the the Giants lose or win, the Giants win, we clinch today. So that's just how it is. It's a bad loss regardless, but I feel what you're saying. For the fans.
Of the way, I don't mind the loss, but it's the way you lose, man. That whole thing was just, I don't know what the hell they were doing. But anyway, man, that's all I had, man.
Appreciate you, Press Ham. That's your real government name, man.
No, man, that's what my people call me.
Oh, people call you. You a big dude? You a big dude?
Yeah, about 6'2".
Okay.
I'm pretty size.
Okay, all right, fam. Appreciate you, man. Press Ham, man. All right, man. We got 2 more callers, man. 774. You live.
Hello?
Yep. You're live.
Yo, can you hear me? This is Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie, man, what's good, man? I can hear you, Jamie.
I'm doing good, man. Well, this is I'm representing from Boston, man. And I just want to say I love your show, brother.
Oh, man, I appreciate you, man.
All right, Law, I'm gonna make it quick. I know you gotta get going, but I just want to say, I've been a Cowboys fan my whole life, man, and this year is really tough, man. It just seems like all three phases of the game, offense, defense, and special teams. It just seems like we're so predictable. Teams come out, and when teams come out and they see the Cowboys on their schedule, they come out like they're playing the Super Bowl, and they come out with all kinds of different plays, and it just seems like, excuse me, it just seems like every time we come out, we're just so predictable, and teams already know what we're gonna do, no matter what we set up for. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
And it all starts at coaching. It seems like all these teams, they make the necessary adjustments, and we just keep sticking to what we do. So I just hope that changes if we're going to make it anywhere near the championship games.
Yeah, I mean, we sneak into we gonna get in the playoffs. It's just that can we catch fire and go on a 4 or 5 game win spree from there, and that's something that we gonna have to do. But I feel exactly what you're saying. We got to show a level of consistency and not in a negative connotation. I appreciate you, Jamie.
Hey, I appreciate you. Lock me in, my brother.
No doubt, man. JP, I got you. All right. So, all right, last caller but not least, man, from the 209, man. You live, fam.
Law Nation, how's it going, brother?
Well, I had better days, man. But hey, I'm alive, man. Talk to me, man.
Well, thanks for saving the best for last. Listen, this is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna touch on we should have run the clock out, but they tried to pass the clock out. That's idiot.
Yeah.
But then this is what I think needs to happen. This is what Cowboy Nation needs to do if we're gonna have a chance going forward. We need to recognize that it's been a changing of the guard. We are not a defensive team first. We are a more explosive offensive team. So I think we need to change our mindset. When we come into the game, we need to take less pressure off of the defense. And we need to really invest more into, even some of our special team trickeries. Just a lot more focus on offense and scoring because our defense is broken. It's broken right now. It ain't the same. Anthony Brown, I want him gone 6 games ago. I don't want him gone right now. I want him back. But that's that. And then we need to stop blaming the coaches so much. I say that because these coaches do know what they're doing because we corrected the penalties and all the flags. We corrected that.
Well. I think people are looking at the moments within the game, right? Like you said, Don't blame the coaches on 3rd and 10. Like, like you just said that we should have ran the ball instead of passing the ball. So, make it make sense though. Talk to me, man.
What you're saying. But I just think the players got to execute, man. They got to execute, and that's just that. I mean,
let me ask you this. Can Shaq execute shooting a 3?
Hell no.
Well then, Dak Prescott throwing the ball on Hail Mary on 3rd down, that's equivalent to Shaq shooting a 3. It's a possibility that he can make it, but the likelihood, the chances are, and what a coach is supposed to do, if that was the play, like this is the thing that need to happen. They call it come to Jesus meeting. Well, they need to have a situation where they sit down, it's 3rd and 10. I need to have from the head coach talking to Kellen Moore, from Kellen Moore talking to Dak Prescott. Who made the decision? Who signed off on the decision? And why in the world did y'all went with this to make me look like a fool in the press conference? I need to have that conversation as the head coach. Who left the lights on upstairs? There's 2 of y'all. One of y'all left the water running. I need to know why my bill is so high. If not, I'm going to have y'all cleaning up this whole entire house with a toothbrush. That's just how I rain down with my decisions and discipline over here.
So the reason, Law, why I say the players need to execute as well, because if I see you go jump off a bridge, that don't mean I'm about to go jump with you. Dak Prescott should not have thrown that ball.
True.
Worst case scenario, he could have took off running and just got, we all know that's execution. So that automatically eliminates that. Whatever the coaches is calling Dak Prescott, he has enough. He's been with us. He got a lot of money. He's got to change that play. He's got to run it. He's got to do anything but take that long pass that he took. That's why I say execution.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I appreciate you for calling. What's your name, fam? Let me save you in here.
My name is Otis, and I got one more point.
Otis, yeah. Go ahead, Otis.
And the reason, I feel like the reason for all of the interceptions that are coming for Dak right now, I believe that it's really hurting him not to have that number two receiver. I feel like the loss of Cooper is showing up in the interception stat. That's all I got lost.
No doubt, man. How about him, man? Appreciate you. Oh, yeah, say it with your chest, Otis. You're the last caller, man.
How about them Cowboys?
Yes, indeed. Otis, man. Appreciate you, man. You get exactly what you're looking for, right? We've been talking about. Let me talk about this one more time. Tell his oldest time, right? Tell his oldest time they make the sack. I'm watching the Giants game. I done went through a whole 2 games. The Giants with the sack. I think. Do we need the Giants to win? Is that the case? Is that the case? All right, so here's what I got right here. We seeing the campaigns for wide receivers. We're seeing the campaign for wide receivers. Let me repeat. We're seeing the campaign for wide receivers. Now, we got T.Y. He haven't played this weekend. We talked about James Washington, and let me see if he's on a stat sheet at all. Because y'all said that he played, man. And C.D. Lamb, Noah Brown, Tony Pollard, Peyton Hendershot, Schultz, Zeke, Gallup. No James Washington. And all I heard this offseason, Law get over Amari Cooper. He's not here. He was only good on home games. He was horrible on away games, etc. Answer me this question with a straight face, ladies and gentlemen. Hear me out. Do we miss Amari Cooper? Do Dak Prescott miss Amari Cooper? Because do we miss, and we don't have to be Amari Cooper. It can be Cedric Wilson. It can be one of those other wide receivers that we had last year, right? Because at this point, we keep talking about wide receivers from the front office all the way down to the players that's on this team. And one thing I can tell you for sure, and 2 things for certain, that boy number 80, he running all the way down the field. Shout out to him. One thing I can tell you for sure, for real, is that somehow within the confines of this team, they are saying that they need another wide receiver. They didn't fight for Amari Cooper. I didn't see Tupac and Biggie. I didn't see none of these players talking about, man, outside of C.D. Lamb, say, hey, man, it sure would be nice if we had Amari Cooper. But, I get it. You cut one so that the other one can accelerate and ascend. I feel you on that. But you get what you deserve. And I'm not saying that the Cowboys can't do anything on these last stretch of games. But at some point, if the quarterback, I never heard him say one word that he missed Amari Cooper. And I would tell you, I wish that somebody in the media can ask him, hey, do you miss Amari Cooper? But then they're going to sway away the conversation and say, hey, man, talk about T.Y. That's why a brother like me that's got no filter, I can't be in those presses. They see this beard and this face, they would say, get him up out of here. Shadow ban that brother, get him up out of here. Hey, you see that dude over there? Make sure I get blocked just like the dude Michael Gelkin. He blocked the hell out of me off on Twitter, But I get blocked because I don't guard my tongue or my mouth, okay? That's just how it is. But I can tell you that this team is missing some element. Now, I know we've been talking about running the ball, run the ball, but at some point we got to figure out, look into the mirror and see where this team can be at. Let's go. Choctaw, Montana, 808. Not one person is elite in this chat room. Suit up. You know, you ain't lying. Yes, indeed. Appreciate y'all, man. We in Detroit can do any better than 10-7. Yeah. LaShonda Jackson. Let me make sure I read through all of the super chats before we get out of here. I'm really upset at this loss, too, by the way. JT Wolf, appreciate you. C. Brown, thank you. Rest in peace, Eagles, 12/24, 2022. Let's go. He's C. Brown said he going to beat those Eagles. Come on, baby. Yes, indeed. And Al, appreciate you for the $5 super chat. Yeah. All right. Appreciate y'all so much for tuning in. I'm going to bounce up out of here. But before we go, I want to tell you guys one more time about one of the sponsors of these type of shows, and it is Sutton Digital Marketing. If you want to be ranked on top of your Google searches, and as well as being in a mix of being ranked far as all of your business needs and desires on digital platforms, reach out to Sutton Digital Marketing. That's SUTTONDM.com. That hotline for your mind for them is 866-508-4169. Be sure to reach out to them and let them know that Law sent you. You know what I mean? Especially if you specialize in attorney work, they can really help your business out and all of your other business needs. That's Sutton Digital Marketing. Appreciate y'all, man, so much for jumping in. All right, read this super chat. Byram Joe David says, if we do get into the playoff, when we do get to the playoff, we will do anything. Let me read it again. I got the hooked on phonic eyes right now. If we do get to the playoff, we will do anything. Rephrase it a little bit. Help your boy out, man. Thank you for your super chat. Not one of played on any level, Law speaking truth. I think you said not one of us ever played on any levels. Yeah. I feel what you're saying, Choctaw. Appreciate y'all, man. Is it me? I'm burnt out. That's what it is. Let me get on up out of here. Yeah, man. Somebody said I'm burnt out. That's just what it is, man. Shout out to everybody, man. I'm going to give me some much needed rest. I'm going to try. I don't even know if I can go back and rewatch this game, but I know I need to, man. I need to hear what the announcers are saying and things like that, man. And, I don't like this loss, but it's a loss, y'all. And I'm not mad at it. We got football on Saturday next week, and we just got to get back to it, man. I'm going to go eat. That's what it is. Shout out to you. Shout out to my brother, the Twin Empire. Oh, my goodness, man. Look at me. I'm scratching for ways to pull out the positivity. Woo! Let me see where I can find a positive outcome of this situation. Winning or losing in this game don't move the needle here nor there, right? I think our seed is our seed. And sometimes a punch in the mouth that it causes you to lose your teeth. And you put some good veneers in or something. Maybe you look better. You know, who knows, right? Who got the smoking gun, right? We don't know. Don't be putting bang bang in there, Twin. Shout out to y'all. I hope we face y'all. Come on. Oh my goodness, man. Cowboy Nation, it's hard to find the positive. But I can tell you, 10-4 feels a whole lot better than being 4-10, right? And to the Twin maker point, we got the same record, right? You just in that weak division. Come on, man. The 49ers. But there's positive in this thing. We haven't been in this spot in many a moons. Back-to-back 10 wins, right? And although we were short of our goal today, let's figure out a way to come back on top of things next week. I'll prefer to lose this week and win next week. Show of hands. One thing that I can tell you for sure, that Mike McCarthy said that this was an uncommon opponent, the Jags. But now we finna face a common opponent. See how I flipped it on y'all? Come on. Fans counting players' checks, sad making minimum wages. Yeah, shout out to you, Choctaw, for pointing that out. But what's one check that I know for sure that I would love for these fans and anybody else to cash? Is this right here. A W for next week. Come on. We need to write a check that we can cash in on that. I need everybody down here in Dallas. I need all of the energy. I need to be opening up gifts. And yeah, Zay Jones' father did play for the Cowboys. And I think that he was swimming in the sack when Robert Jones did all of the great and glorious things for us, right? He was swimming. But I can tell you, the 3 Super Bowls that Robert Jones got, maybe that's what happened with Zay Jones, right? But shout out to him and Robert and all of those Joneses. But if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired of it, and it makes you and you hold all other things tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, and plan for it, and lose all terror of your mind for it, if you will simply go after the thing you want. Next week, Cowboy Nation, we got 3 more games. If dogging and grim and besiege and beset it with the help of Almighty Cowboy Nation, you will get it. That's been my time. Win, lose, or draw. How about them Cowboys? Y'all ain't gonna stop me. Come on, baby. Let's go.
FBI, open up!
I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna play.
Emotional damage.
Shout out to all of that support this channel, man. I can't even play Run It Up, man. I can't play that theme music, man.
I ran up a check, I might do it again.
Might run up a check, baby.
Had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands.
Shout out to you, LaShonda. Shout out to you, Jay Worthy.
I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again.
Yup.
Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up.
Land in Hand 2.0, you right. I think, believe it or not, I think Lanahan was a better play caller. Believe it or not. Keith Murphy, Holly, appreciate you. Big Cam, Al, C. Brown, Choctaw, Montana. The last time we won a playoff game was when Scott Lanahan was the offensive coordinator. News flash, huh? Anybody want to debate that? Vito Show, come on. Come on. I am awake that play Crimea River. Leave me alone, man. I see y'all next week. Y'all keep that same energy, Eagles fans. Boy, y'all scraped by on a real good one on that one on the last game. Yes, indeed. Overreaction Monday. Let me get on up out of here, man. One love, man. Illmatic, appreciate you for your support, man. I'm out, man.